You're here. Okay.
Yeah, ready. Oh wait, what? Come back.
What happened?
Client bullshit.
Okay.
Anyways, so um, before the game starts, let me introduce you our shoutcasters. Today we have with us CJ the Shy and
Hello.
Honey Bear.
Hello.
So guys, anticipations of the game, because two of the good Indian teams are facing off against each other, technically.
Yeah. These are both good teams. And I really look forward to seeing Point Blank play.
Yeah.
Well, to me, I feel this is going to be an interesting game, much competitive than the other games we've seen so far. And a gangplank plan straight away.
So gangplank ban for probably Colo fanboy.
Colo fanboy, yes.
And
The
then a
Chogat.
Chogat ban because, well, you don't give away Chogat. And then
Yeah, you
Ramas
don't.
ban. Ramas. These are all sort of like targeted bans. I don't know who the ban.
Except the Chogat maybe. The Chogat is a general ban because it's something that's really strong in this patch. But yeah, the Ramlas and GP seem like target bans pretty much.
Yeah. And then there's a Zac ban because, well, Zac has too much CC. I'm expecting the Maokai ban. Where's Maokai? Do they ban Maokai or do they... Okay, we're gonna pick Maokai. Because, well, no matter what... Well...
And there it is.
There goes
Yeah.
Maokai.
You got what you wanted, a Maokai ban.
As long as there's no Pantheon in a game, I'm fine.
Why? What's wrong with the Pantheon?
If anyone who watched me shoutcast RV versus TDB, they would know how I feel about Pantheon.
Okay.
Skillless champion, point and click everything, a retarded passive. So, getting back to the game, a Gragas ban and then a Shen pick by
CHQK, yeah. The Shen is really interesting because it might also be a takeaway since they target banned in the top lane GP and Maokai bans. It might have been a takeaway from the red team. And we see the Trundle coming out as a counter to that pick.
It may be Trundle top or Trundle support. People,
Support either.
You shouldn't count out Trundle support because Trundle support is pretty damn good.
Yeah, but either way, it's a counter against tanks. Like, you're expecting the enemy team to play a few tanky champions, then you just pick that champion so that he can steal away their armor and MR. And the Jarvan pick, that's quite interesting.
Okay, I think, you know, that might be a Trundle support because his summoners look like that's exhaust.
Yeah, it is for now, but they might swap the champions.
Yeah, they swap Trundle. Okay, so Jarvan pick up and there's a Galio coming in.
Okay, now we have to say that the Trundle pick is gonna be really important for them. With both Shen and Galio, those are two big tanks that they're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, but now that's either a Galio mid or a Galio support. Or that might be Shen support, Galio top.
Okay, and the Lissandra.
So basically they went Lissandra mid, Galio top, Shen support?
And Shen support, yeah, that looks like it for now.
Or the other way around.
Could be Galio support as well.
Could be Galio support. And then they picked the
Cassiopeia. So yeah, for now we can say that the top, mid, and jungle champions have, support.
Yeah.
Except the AD carries, none of the roles are fixed for now, right?
Yeah. Do they ban AD carries? Yeah, they do ban Twitch.
Yeah, they do ban Twitch. Because the other picks are flex picks. You don't know which role you're banning for sure.
Yeah. That might be Trundle support and then Jarvan top.
Could be.
Or that might be Jarvan jungle and then Trundle top.
Yeah, it could be. As I said, it could be either of those. So, and the blue team still have to ban out the support. They're saying it's not going to be a Trundle support. Trundle is probably going top and Jarvan in the jungle.
But the more perplexing thing was that the blue team actually revealed a lot more than they should have. They picked up a Shen and a Galio, and they should have left it at that. Then they would have been thinking, wait, is that a Shen top or is that a Shen support? Wait, is that a Galio top or a Galio mid or a Galio support?
Lame.
But then when you added Lysandra to the midst, I don't know which is what. Because it's pretty much clear that's Lysandra mid. Because Lysandra top isn't very good.
No, it's not. Lysandra is obviously going mid.
So now...
Well, it might be so that they're pretty confident with their picks and they know what they're doing here. That's why they're not keeping the enemy team in suspense.
Yeah.
And the Zaya pick.
That would have been a Zaya Rakan if they actually had a,
No. They banned Rakan themselves.
Yeah. Oh, they banned Rakan. They're still thinking that's a Trundle. They're still thinking that's a Trundle top. And then a Lulu pick. Lot of peel for Zaya.
Yeah, it is.
They banned out 2 engaging support champs from an Rakan.
Something I have to bring up is that a Shen jungle then? Since Lulu is obviously going support, Lysandra is going
probably
mid.
Shen jungle.
Yeah. Galio is probably going top because he's not as good in the jungle, then that's probably going to be Shen jungle.
Yeah, it's probably a Shen jungle.
And the Trundle is then going top, I guess, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Jarvan in jungle and Trundle in the top. Should be.
Oh wait, is it? No, it shouldn't be Galio jungle. Wait, he isn't swapping yet. It can't be Galio
they're gonna
jungle.
swap. They're probably gonna swap.
Yeah, I guess that's a Galio jungle. Is that so?
If that's a Galio jungle, it's like everyone has to keep their eyes peeled because I've never seen Galio jungle.
I mean, people did play it when it came out.
Yeah, at that time his wave clear was kind of broken.
Yeah,
but then
exactly. That's why you could pull it off back then, but it's not as good now.
Yeah.
And if they do go for it, he's gonna have a tough time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't see the swap coming through, so I guess it is a Galio jungle then.
Oh my god. Galio jungle. Galio jungle in a nerfed Galio wave clear. Though he might still start the Raptors, because his AoE still does do damage. It's not the absolute worst, but it does do damage.
Yeah, it does.
So,
and his ganking isn't that bad either, you have to say. Galio can set up ganks pretty well.
Yeah. I'm more interested about the bot lane, because Zaya is a pretty good laner, pretty good ADC in the lane. She can chop the wave. Lulu will help her out with that. But then, when you think about it, both of them are pretty squishy. And if they are caught by a Thresh, that might be a kill, or at least a summoner.
It might be, but you have to take into account the fact that they have 1, a Shen with his ult, and 2, a Garen jungle who can probably be nearby.
Yeah, but I'm talking about laning phase when Shen won't have his ult.
In the laning phase, sure, there is a bit of a risk from the Zaya, but he's gonna play, I hope, careful enough that he won't get into some obvious hooks.
Yeah, and then there's a Jarvan. Jarvan is a very good early game jungler. He can just come in, flag and drag, knock up. Pretty much that's one guy.
And the thing is, he has good lanes to set up ganks with as well.
Yeah.
In the mid lane and in the top lane.
Yeah.
Because Shen can be ganked.
Yeah, Shen
when you see Shen being picked in any good high elo games, you'll see the junglers focusing the Shen in the lane instead of the other lanes. Because if you gank another lane, either your top laner is gonna have to teleport in which case the fight is most of the time over by the time he gets there.
Yeah.
Because Shen's ult is faster, right?
Yeah.
He gets there faster, has more impact as a result. And so you might look for ganks in the top lane by Jarvan. They might look to set the Trundle up so that he can get ahead of the Shen and look for push.
Yeah, the thing
Which
is,
is
one thing is for certain. Trundle is a better split pusher than Shen is.
yeah,
Even if Shen gets a Titanic Hydra. Trundle is just
even
a
with
bit
that.
superior.
Yep. With his attack speed and everything, and he has better sustain as well.
Now I think they should look for taking down turrets. I think when Shen does do the ult, I don't think Trundle should follow necessarily, unless there's a an easy fight to win. He should just take down turrets.
Split push.
Take
Yeah,
down
he should just
turrets.
keep pushing and take turn. And I don't know if you noticed, but Cassiopeia did opt for a cleanse, which is really smart from him.
Yeah, because
Considering there's a Lissandra and a Galio and a Shen.
Yeah, that's a lot of CC from the team.
Yeah, but I think the cleanse is for Lissandra mostly, because Lissandra's ult, is a long duration. Because for Galio's taunt to have a longer duration, you need to channel it a long time.
Yeah.
It's all about channeling. And then
And
for Shen's one is more tricky to land, but Lissandra's one is point and click. Point click, done.
But here's the scary thing. If they chain it well enough, Cassiopeia might not even have enough time to, get out of range before they land another CC onto him.
Yeah.
Because Lissandra has her W and her ult, and Galio with his knock up, and Shen with his taunt. Depending on which ones they can land, they can still look for pretty good ganks in the mid lane as well. 3-man ganks.
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
fixing the order from top jungle, then mid ADC and support.
So, there's a pause.
Yeah, instantly there's a pause.
It's quite traditional, I'd say.
The subcontinent tradition.
Yeah.
So, your thought on the games, guys? Which team do you think have a good chance of taking this game based on the team comps?
Well, both of the teams have a good team comp, and at the end, it's all down to how they execute it. The team which executes their comp better wins. And I guess if the blue team can execute their comp well, they'll have a greater lead because they have a lot of CC that they can channel. Well, on the other hand, the red team, compared to theirs, the CC is lower, or I'd say not as hard enough.
Yeah, they have a lot of feel for Xayah.
That is correct, but another thing you have to keep in mind is that Xayah is their main damage dealer. Like Lissandra has her ult that does damage, but after that she doesn't actually offer much DPS, right? So it'll have to be Xayah doing the damage after Lissandra engages, because she has the tanks in front of her, she has the Lulu protecting her. But in case Thresh or Jarvan or Cassiopeia can get onto her and kill her, then it's gonna be really hard for the blue team to win the fight without their Xayah, without their constant damage dealing AD carry.
Yeah, they do have a Jarvan who could go on Xayah, but what do you think? Will there be follow-up damage to kill Xayah? Because Xayah will have Lulu's ultimate.
She will, but you can't really underestimate Cassiopeia's damage potential. I would say between Cassiopeia and Lissandra, Cassiopeia offers more damage in any team fight, because Lissandra is more for her engage and her CCs. You don't pick Lissandra for her damage, you pick her for the engages mainly. But Cassiopeia, on the other hand, she has her ult, but that's not her main damage dealing kit. It's her E's and her Q's that can constantly chunk you down over and over again, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
The thing is, the key with the red team is the red team can only be the initiators of a fight if Thresh lands a hook, or if
Or
Jarvan
J4 can,
or
yeah.
J4 gets an ult. But I think J4 getting an ult on Xayah doesn't help them a lot because Xayah's ult is always there. So it's mostly Thresh's hook. So what they should do is play the counter game. Like, so the game is starting. Why I say they should play the counter game is because there is they do have a Cassiopeia. If they do engage and Cassiopeia lands a good ult, that's an instant turnover of a fight.
Yeah, and that's something I have to agree with, because if they wait for the enemy team to engage onto them and use their spells, and after that if they re-engage using the Galio ult and everything, oh, there is an invade from the red team, they walk into their jungle without any fear,
And
Thresh
that's
lands
a
his
hook.
hook, that
And,
might be first
okay,
blood, but
will it?
Cassiopeia flashes out, Thresh goes low, has to
Guys, I'm
flash out as
behind. Guys,
well.
I'm behind.
Oh, okay. Do we pause?
So that's the first blood.
On to Cassiopeia, yes. Here, do we pause right
I'm
now?
lot
still
of summoners
stuck. I'm
burn.
still stuck.
Okay.
Well, just for our viewers, the blue team did get 2 kills. Thresh and Cassiopeia died during that invade, and Shen and Galio got the 2 kills.
Okay, I'm paused at 1 minute and 18 seconds. Let me know when you get there.
I'm
Okay.
paused at 25.
Okay, so basically there is the fight, and wow, Lysandra survived with like a sliver of HP, and then
And
Death-
his
Death
team
number
still
1.
kept trying to go in. That was their mistake.
but so many summoners gone.
Yeah,
I'm at
almost
1 minute
all,
10
all-
seconds.
almost all of the flashes from
Guys, what time
both
are
of
you
the
at?
teams.
125.
I'm at 25, yeah.
Okay, so when I get there, but there's a lot of flashes blown. Like they blew, the blue side blew 4 flashes. The
Both
red
sides
side-
blew 4.
The
Yeah.
red side
They-
blew four flashes.
Yeah, both sides blew 4 flashes.
Yeah. So
Are you at 25 yet?
I'm at 34. Can you guys come over?
Why? You were supposed to come.
I didn't notice.
Okay.
34, 134.
I'm at 32, 33, 34, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So the blue team got 2 kills like easily, and Shen gets 1 kill, Galio gets 1.
I think the red team, they should have backed off after Lysandra had flashed. It wasn't necessary for them to prolong there.
Yeah, because by that time it was already a 45, and Thresh doesn't really do much more, right? He lands his hook, that's pretty much all he has to do, but Lysandra can do damage. They have to consider that even if it is a 4v4, but it's a Thresh out for them, and Lysandra out from the enemy team, right?
Okay. Did any of you notice what keystone Cassiopeia took?
Yeah. She took the...
Storm
I forgot
Raiders?
what it's called. Yeah, Storm Raider Surge.
Okay, then she has the right keystone. A lot of the people mess it up because Storm Raiders is so good on Cassiopeia. It's kinda a no-brainer. So hook lands, but Thresh takes too much damage. Way too much. And the hook goes wide.
That is a lot of pressure onto the red team bot lane right now. They're just being zoned out at the moment. Even though the wave is pushing towards them, that's still quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's to be expected. Like I said in the camp select, that Xayah has a lot of pushing power, and that's going to be empowered by Lulu.
Oh, Xayah walks up, gets
That's a good play and a hook. So
That's
exhaust
an
and
exhaust.
ignite.
That might be a
Burn.
kill.
That's a kill.
Enough flashes for the kill. Yep, and gets it.
So much
Oh,
aggressive
Fresh.
plays, you know.
Flash almost went down there as well, but backs off right now.
Yeah, Trundle has no mana. I think he should just back up. This is bad for him.
Yeah, he does back off right now. If Galio had walked up right then, he could have maybe looked for a gank, but yeah, they had wards in his jungle though.
Yeah, they had ward in his jungle.
So yeah, even after falling behind due to that invade,
I'm pausing for 5 to 10 seconds, guys, because
okay, I'm paused at 4-5, okay?
okay. It's because of that spectator data. They still didn't fix it. The server was down for so long and still didn't fix it. Anyways, I'm 4-5. I'm at 4-5.
Okay, I'll take it.
So
4-8, 9, you're there, right?
yeah. So they still didn't fix it. It's like the spectator has so much issues still.
Yeah, it's been there since this new client. They haven't really done much about it, which is quite sad.
They should probably think of doing this before any new champion. I think every player would prefer a good client rather than a new champion.
Yep.
So okay, moving on.
CHQK going quite aggressive in the mid lane, takes
That's to be
Thunder down
expected.
to
That should be expected because Cassiopeia has a lot of trading potential with the Storm Raider Surge, and the speed boost from the Q. And Fresh misses a point blank hook. Oh well, I think you are too much, but that is a very good double taunt onto the bot lane of the red team. But that's a lot of damage. A good flash play. But now they have to back up. I think Jarvan might be dead here, but the heal saves him, and that is a roam from Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia has no mana though.
Jarvan does go down finally, and Zaya might go down as well. That's 1-for-1 for now. And it was a 4v5 for the blue team. Lissandra didn't bother to TP. Again, her TP wasn't up actually. So he couldn't.
I think it was due to the fact that Cassiopeia had no mana when she came into the lane.
Yeah.
That was a no mana Cassiopeia. But this is a re-engage. I think it's a very bad re-engage because Thresh might die right now.
Yeah.
And Thresh misses hook again.
Are you behind?
Guess I'm a bit behind. What's the time for you guys?
Okay, I'm pausing at 6:20.
20, yeah.
Resume.
Okay, resume.
Okay, so, but that second engage wasn't necessary. That re-engage was necessary.
It was a bit greedy. They saw the enemy champions were very low, so they thought they could get more kills. But it wasn't really necessary, as you said. They could have just let it go. It's a 1-for-1. Just take that and back off.
Yeah,
but
you had more numbers in the bot lane, you could have easily pushed.
Yeah, instead of applying pressure, they decided to, just go in, try and get more kills. And it does backfire for them, which is quite unfortunate.
So the goal difference is not much, like about 1,000.
Yeah, but 1,000 in the 7-minute mark is still quite a lot.
So, the Shen does go for a Bammy Cinder first to get some more HP. Not that it helps against Trundle.
Yeah, exactly. I would have expected a Tiamat first from him. Would have helped him push
the
the
Titanic Hider in order to, contest some of it. But that's a misplay. That's a hook onto the target he didn't want.
Yeah. So the bot lane, there's gonna be a lot of fights from what we can see, right?
Yeah.
Both of the teams are looking for plays in the bot lane.
Yeah, but it's mostly the plays that actually trying to come from the support of the red side and the jungler of the blue side. Basically, the red team noticed that opponents are pretty squishy, and he's a Thresh. You know,
Exactly. He has to look for those hooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is quite interesting though. Even though it's been basically fighting lane, they the AD carries, both of them do decide to go for the cults.
Yeah. It's because they had pretty early backs. You know.
Okay, in the top lane, Trundle does go quite low, has to pop his ult. Counter engages onto the Shen, does a lot of damage. Shen needs to get out of there fast and does flash out.
That's
a
the
good...
thing about, you know, fighting against Trundle.
Yeah, Shen thought he could actually trade with him with just a Bounty Cinder. That's not gonna happen, is it? He's just gonna ult you, gain all of those health back, and just... yeah.
Turn back at you.
Kill you 1v1 pretty much. He can do that.
Even if you have a first armor item, he can do that. Because he basically takes what you have.
Yeah, he steals your armor.
Basically like a thief. He's like a thief. The League of Legends thief.
Yeah.
Anyways, so looking at Galio's position, Galio wanted to gank in the mid lane, but saw it was not possible. Walks back out.
The red team have vision over Galio. There's a controlled ward in the bush.
Yeah, you have to see the amount of vision the red team have in the bot side, especially.
Yeah.
That's 4 wards, you know, litter around in his jungle. I mean, 3, sorry.
And that's why we can see, you know, in the top lane, Trundle is not looking for the fight because he isn't sure where his laners, where the opponent laners are, and that's a lot of damage onto Lissandra. Cassiopeia taking advantage of, you know, what's in front of her.
Yep, Lissandra has to back off immediately. Cassiopeia can push this wave for free.
And then probably get a back of her own because she does have 1300 gold in her pockets right now.
Yeah, and the TP from Lissandra is down as well. That is quite important actually.
There might be a top lane gang there. Shen is just caught. Does Shen have the flash?
Nah, Galio ults in, 2-man knockoff and the taunt. That might be a dead J4, and it is. Really well played from the blue team.
And J4 also loses his flash.
And that's another
he's
kill.
on a killing spree.
Trundle dies as well. That was really well baited from the blue team, you have to say.
Yeah.
Shen walked in knowing that his jungler could get there.
But the thing is, you know, I'm thinking about a Galio. You don't exactly hard engage on someone unless you know for sure, yeah, I can kill this guy. That wasn't a very sure kill. Like,
Well, Shen didn't have his flash from the last fight, and he used his taunt to kind of go in onto the J4, so they thought they could get the kill. Since he basically didn't have any escape after those two were down, right? So they thought they could kill him, but yeah, the Galio ult turned that fight around completely.
like Galio ults are, you know, supposed to just come out of nowhere. And you know, you should, whenever there's a Galio in the opponent team, you should somehow respect it because the damage reduction was nerfed, but it's not nerfed to the extent that it's, you know, negligible. It's pretty strong.
It's still pretty strong, and he is 3-0-2 right now, so he is ahead of the J4 by quite a bit.
Or 800, more like 800 gold.
Nah, I mean the gold is a factor, but you have to look at the items. The items is what I'm talking about. He both has his jungle item completed and the ninja tabs, which is quite important for him.
Yeah. Trundle not looking to fight because the Shen is a red buff. You don't fight enemy champion who has a red buff because red buff does deal a lot of damage.
Yes, it does. And especially with a Shen who can land his taunt and just auto you for free.
Yeah. Red team at this point, you know, they've been trying to pick fights, and I think that has been the worst approach for them.
Yeah, they have to. Oh wait, that might be an invade onto the Galio. Cassiopeia is sitting behind J4.
And
And
there's
if
also a
Galio
top
does
lane
decide
gang.
to go in,
And a
I
follow
think
up
that
from
might
the
be a
bot lane.
J4, dead J4.
a good ult from Cassiopeia, but that's not gonna save anyone. The Shen ult comes in.
And
Shen
the
tries
Shen
to blast
misses
him
the
That's
on,
not
but
fair.
flash taunt, and you know, just
so yeah,
they're trying to do too many fights against a Galio.
what they thought was that Lissandra isn't here, so we can go for a 2v2. But they have to respect the Shen ult and the fact that their bot lane reacted faster, right?
And meanwhile, a Trundle is pushing the top lane. That's what they should do.
Yeah,
Push the
he
top lane.
almost took down that tower. Next time Shen ults anywhere else, he's just gonna take it down and push the second tower.
I don't think he has to wait for a Shen out. And that's a hook to a minion.
Oh boy, Thresh might be in a lot of trouble right now.
I don't think he is.
I think he is.
Okay.
The Galio is coming in.
That is when you know it is.
Thresh just walked in into that line of feathers. That was a bad move.
Oh, last on from Galio fails. J4 is sitting behind right there looking for the dive, but I don't think they're gonna dive this. Yeah, they decide to back off. That's a good call from the blue team. So yeah, again, the red team.
That's another engage and instead.
The red team are getting way too greedy for the kills. They just see low champions and they think they can get the kills. But again, you have to respect the Shen ult, you have to respect the Galio ult, you have to respect the champions that they have picked, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go looking for a fight expecting them to fight fair, you know? They are gonna bring in their extra members, which they have done over and over again.
Yeah. Like, this is like absurd right now because they have like a 3k gold lead without any turrets. And Galio is 404.
Yep. Pretty much everyone except the Lissandra. Even the Lissandra is ahead in CS and Cassiopeia is down by a bit.
But
Is
that's
ahead
like
of the lane.
but they do take a dragon.
It's
Constellation
something.
dragon. Constellation dragon.
It's something, but it's a cloud drake. It doesn't really mean much at this point.
Not now, but perhaps later.
Lissandra is roaming towards the top lane. We might see a fight there. Shen is going in and Trundle just gets... But he's looking for the OV1. Nah, he ults the Shen and tries to make it out. Flashes out towards the blast cone. Oh, fails his jump though. That is still risky for him. Lissandra decides against going in too deep. So yeah, the flash from Trundle blown from Lissandra.
Look at the bot lane though. The bot lane are neck and neck in CS, but he has 2 kills and 4 assists. Kinda. Shen going very aggressive onto Trundle because now he's very confident because he has a Bramble Vest. That limits Trundle's sustainability a bit.
We can see Jarvan invading blue. Okay, and I think he's gonna rotate top now and take the tower for the first third goal.
Because no, he doesn't.
Or not.
He decides to go mid instead.
They already know that that bush is warded.
Yep.
Like, he's not going to go there. He's trying to take the scuttle crab.
Galio in the meanwhile is sitting bot lane, just looking for Thresh to go aggressive again. For him to land one hook and go in.
The red team, they're lacking a lot of patience right now. We see that. Okay, Jarvan's knocked off.
Jarvan. Oh wait, he gets taunted under the tower, has to flash out. That's a good teleport from Lissandra.
And that's a good hook, but the flame misses. And Thresh gets caught with it.
So that's a good buster shot.
Yeah.
And a flash to safety.
Now Galio starts roaming bot and they know Galio's coming.
Yep, Tristana has to leave this start. This is gonna be first start for the blue team probably, unless Fun somehow push him.
We
Shen
see
does have his ult
Carbon.
if they do wish to dive a bit, but they don't. I think that's the first turret in the bot lane. But I think red team want to engage there.
Yeah, Cassiopeia and it's still the first start, but Cassiopeia and J4 are there right now. Cassiopeia deals a
I
ton of
think,
damage.
okay, yeah. Zaya's caught, and Zaya will die
And
here.
that's a
from
very good
Cassiopeia.
ult by Cassiopeia.
And that's gonna be a dead Lulu as well, uses her ult. Cassiopeia tries to chase her, Galio goes in, gets hooked, is gonna go down. Does manage to save the Lulu, but gives his life.
So 3 kills for a turret,
And-
and then they get a return tower in the top lane.
From that,
And-
2 kills.
Yeah.
2
Two
kills.
for none, and a turret, and the
In
top
the mid
lane.
lane as well. So 2 turrets, like so much metrics here. But yeah, they do get turrets, but now I think they're going to get another one to try to equalize the goal.
Yeah, they will. This is gonna make it pretty close in terms of gold at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thresh
brings
takes
them
the
within
last
2k.
kill.
Brings them within 2k. It was
Yeah.
about 4 or 5k earlier.
That was a, that was a more measured fight by the red team.
Yeah, it was. And you have to say, the blue team did overcommit for the tower.
Yeah. And they are also, pushing for the Rift Herald.
This is good. Just map from the red team. They knew that the bot tower just went down, and Lissandra is pushing out mid, so
But I think the real winner for that fight, and they do take the Herald in time.
yeah, just seconds before Baron spawn.
Yeah, so
Was
they do
quite
take it by
close
time,
there.
but I think the real winner in that fight was the Cassiopeia.
Okay, Galio.
He landed a beautiful ult.
Yeah, he did. That 3-man ult right
Yeah,
there.
but Galio getting caught, a missed ult by Tristana,
good ult
but
from
that's an out onto Tristana. Tristana is
Tristana.
forced to flash back.
J4 goes in,
J4
is
is
all
too
by
deep.
himself.
Ults in, where he could have backed,
Can't
but
get to the
too
Thresh
much
Lantern
stun
and
there,
goes
too much
down.
CC there, so he died.
Yeah, J4 should have known how much his team can follow him up, right? Tristana went quite low due to the Lissandra ult.
Yeah.
So he should have known that Tristana can't really do any damage in this fight, and Cassiopeia didn't land her ult this time around. If she had, the fight might have gone different.
Okay, so that's a very good engage from the red team. Right now Galio is isolated. There might be a kill onto Lissandra.
Tristana, you mean, yeah.
And
Oh, Thresh managed to land the hook before he dies, but yeah, there's no one really to do any damage. Cassiopeia is entirely out of mana.
yeah, so both Tristana and Thresh die. The over-aggression is costing them a bit.
Yeah, and you have to say, Tristana's positioning there was a bit questionable. He went in there to try to kill the Galio, but there wasn't really any way he could have done that by himself.
Yeah, because he blew his flash just a few minutes before in the mid lane.
Not even a few minutes, it was like a minute. Not
A minute ago, yeah. They should have been more careful.
The blue team is getting the dragon right now. J4 thinks about going for a steal, but decides against it and backs off.
Quite sloppy plays from the red team, lacking a lot of patience.
and J4 clearing the wards.
Well, we still see a lot of wards placed by the red team, whereas from the blue side,
You have to say, even though their aggression has been a bit too much, their warding has been very good during the entirety of this game.
Cassiopeia has been doing all game long. He's been trying to go aggressive on Lissandra, which he's been doing very well. And
Yeah, but that's something you have to look to do as a Cassiopeia, right? Get into the range of your enemy laner and try to chunk them out using your E's over and over again.
So more ward battles in the river, and you know both Cassiopeia and Tristana take their respective buffs. J4 looking to walk back to his own jungle while Galio was waiting in the brush.
And one thing you have to take into account is that Tristana isn't really at a point where she can deal with a Galio and a Shen. Considering the fact that Shen has a Sunfire Cave, Galio has a Randuin's Omen completed, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be really tough for Tristana to put them down. They
I
have to rely on
think that's
Cassiopeia's
where,
damage for now.
I think that's where Tristana needs a Trundle more right now. I think that was the expiring Rift Herald.
Yeah, he puts it down in the bot lane to apply
And
more
there's
pressure
a
to the
Galio
Shen,
there. That might be a Trundle has to fight, but Trundle will just use the ult, and you know.
as soon as he does, they know they can't kill him right now. They have to deal with the Rift Herald instead. And meanwhile, the red team is getting Baron. The blue team know they're pinging it out right now. Lissandra is looking for a flank from the backside. Tristana is quite low. Tristana is...
We'll get the Baron. The red team gets the Baron, and that's a very good out from Cassiopeia.
Galio comes in, gets two of them, but both of their carries do manage to make it out with the Baron buff, and Trundle has it as well. Trundle pushed in the bot lane. I have to say this.
Yeah.
He was there, right? He was there a second ago. He knew his team were going all in, and he didn't opt for DP, so he should have just pushed.
Yeah.
He could have maybe taken that tower a bit lower than it is currently by the time they got there. He is heading towards there now, but it's a bit too late for that, I think. The blue team can respond to the push right now. And his team has to move top lane as well.
Yeah. But I think they can defend it because there is a Tristana there. And you know, this is the point in time where Shen can't do anything against a Trundle, strictly because he's a Trundle.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you do see Cassiopeia trying to take down that
And look at
turret.
Trundle, he's just ignoring the Shen and you know taking turret.
Yeah,
Now I
and
think
takes it down quite easily.
he wants to back, but he doesn't. He uses the ult, and now basically he says, "Yeah, I can fight you again."
Shen has to run out of there. He knows he can fight a Trundle right now. And that's something we were talking about, right? Trundle pushes, he split pushes quite well, and Shen can't really deal with that. And with the build he went for, that's a bit harder for him as well. The Sunfire Cave does offer a bit of a help for pushing, but not that much.
You need a
not against a
Titanic Hydra
Trundle.
to do that.
Not against a Trundle, yeah, exactly. You do need that item.
So far, the jungler and the support have been moving. For the red team, have been moving in unison the entire game to try to clear wards. Basically, ward clearing. They have been doing this all game long.
Ward clearing and placing vision, knowing where they can place vision. They've been doing that over and over. You see those wards onto the blue side jungle of the blue team. That's what they've been doing first in the bot lane, then towards the river, and now in the blue side jungle. They keep doing this over and over again. The amount of pink wards they've placed in this game is very high.
There is a wave pushing towards the red side. That's a pretty big wave. I think Trundle will just clear it out and then back out probably.
He's just waiting there to see where the blue team members are. He's not sure if he can split push by himself right now.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have vision on anyone except the Lissandra maybe. As soon as he sees anyone else, he's just gonna walk
I
towards the
think he
wave
should
and
notice
start
the
pushing.
Shen by now.
Yeah, he does. And he starts pushing, as we were saying. The red team are invading the jungle. They're looking for picks at the moment, but I don't think they can win with picks. Because even if you catch someone out, it's still a Shen ult and a Galio ult.
I don't think they're trying to catch picks. They're rather trying to, you know, get more advantages where given. Basically, they did take down the mid turret, so did the blue team, but if you can see all around map pressure, there is more map pressure for the red team than the blue team combined. It's like Shen cannot give a lot of pressure. Shen cannot give the same amount of pressure as a Trundle can.
Trundle, yeah. The red team is taking down Dragon. The blue team noticed that they are tied to not contest. Instead, they opt to go for the Trundle, maybe. Nah, they know they can't kill him. And the vision that they set up, Trundle knows that they're coming for him, and he knows when to back off right now.
That's the thing. You need like Trundle. Trundle doesn't have a TP up, right? Yeah, he doesn't have a TP up. He's going to use that TP. And Cassiopeia takes their blue buff and walks out. It's like, even though
For
the
the
early
second
game,
time, yeah.
yeah, look at the kill difference. It's a kill difference of
10.
10.
Yeah.
But yet, the team with the lower kills have more pressure in the lane at the moment. Not because they have more turrets, it's because, you know, they are playing that aggressively. They are going about in the opponent team's jungle, putting vision there, using that, pushing the waves, you know, and staying close by. Like,
and that's actually how you're supposed to play a split push comp. Like, you're supposed to rotate around the map. You're supposed to put pressure in different lanes so that your split pusher can get the turrets, right? And they've been doing that quite well up till now. Considering that Trundle took down what, like 2 or 3 towers by himself? That is very well executed from them. And as a result of that, you will see that they did get 2 dragons as well and a baron, right?
yeah.
That too came from just because they have a split pusher on their team,
Yeah.
who is applying pressure other places in the map. Trundle was pushing bot, they got baron. And he was pushing bot again, they got another dragon. That's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Using the
They've been
split
doing this
push
all
to
day
their
long.
advantage. And because he can't really deal with him, the blue team do have to opt for a team fight.
Yeah.
Okay, Cassiopeia flashes out to safety.
Yeah, he was caught out a bit. The blue team now looking to apply pressure in the mid lane. The red team should respond to it.
Well, again, I'll say this again, that the red team, they have a lot of deep vision, whereas the blue team, they have none. And it's quite surprising.
I think it's not because they're not putting up the vision, it's because...
Oh, Lissandra goes in. That's a
But
great
that's a
ult from
very
Cassiopeia.
good ult by Cassiopeia. But
the
Cassiopeia gets
Lulu ult
bursted
comes
down
in.
because there's far too much CC around.
Yeah.
It's still
Galio tries to ult, but Thresh plays him out of his own ult, cancels that. Hook Leo takes a few tower hits. Oh, that's a great taunt onto the Tristana and takes him down as well. That's really well played from the blue team. But meanwhile in the bot lane, Trundle is still pushing in the Shen.
The fight still continues and Jarvan is barely surviving it.
I think
Okay.
he's gonna go down to the... Yeah, he does. Lulu takes him down with the Ignite. And now Trundle tries to TP in. Oh, Shen didn't see him there, tried to taunt him out from the bush, but he was teleporting from someone else. So yeah, as we were saying, the blue team had to look for an engage. And that's exactly what they did with the Lissandra, right? They told Lissandra, you have to go in now. We can't deal with the Trundle, we have to go in, we have to fight right now. And that's what they did. Lissandra went in, landed the engage, and basically they fought after that and came out ahead.
Yeah.
We see that Zaya, she does have a lot of peel, as we mentioned earlier, and the team comp for blue team is working like it's supposed to this time.
Yeah, Cassiopeia landed a very good ult there. She got both Zaya and Lulu with her ult. But just because Lulu is such a good support, he shielded her and
The
used
wild
her, yeah, used her ult and the redemption as well, I presume, or maybe she used that one later. But yeah, there was basically no way Cassiopeia could have killed her even after landing such a good ult.
Yeah, the shields and basically the shields and Pio
Yep.
keeping Zaya alive.
I think what Tristana needs right now is a QSS. You know, she needs really desperately needs a QSS.
I think she needs the last whisper more though, just because of the sheer amount of armor from Galio and Shen as well if he decides to show up. Because Galio is gonna be in the front line, right? And if your AD carry isn't really doing much, Cassiopeia, you have to say, Cassiopeia is doing a good job of occupying the carries, right?
Yeah.
Both Lissandra and Zaya in the last fight were more occupied with her than the Tristana. Tristana, meanwhile, was hitting the Galio and didn't really do much. She does
Yeah,
have
they
attack
really
speed, she does have damage, but there's no armor pen on her side.
Another Mountain Drake, and will it go to the red team?
Cassiopeia, I mean, Lissandra is a bit far off. Decides to TP in. Trundle is right there. Oh, that's a risky TP. Has to cancel it out. Goes in with the flash taunt.
This is a
Galio tries to taunt
45
the
fight.
Tristana
They
as well.
got into Zaya. Zaya has to ult and flash. Trundle is just
That's
hot.
another good ultimate from Cassiopeia. We see Cassiopeia been landing pretty good ultimates, but no, it's not doing them any good.
Again, the peel and the CC from the blue team is just too much for them. Lulu jumps in alone, but has to run away. And the red team do disengage. So yeah, another fight win from the blue team. Zahin.
Yeah.
Or I can think I get As I was saying, you saw those auto attacks from Tristana onto the Shen, right? He basically ignores her and just keeps autoing the turret.
It's more like an uphill battle because now, you know, Tristana does need a last whisper, but at the same time, he also needs, like, there is so much CC on the blue team side that they can't even keep up.
Yeah, they can't. And Thresh isn't such a good healer, right?
Yeah, Thresh isn't, and now we see that both objectives are up. Red team ping for the Baron, and blue team
Might be caught out.
Yeah.
Lissandra lands her ult, and yeah, that's gonna be a dead Trundle probably. But the red team meanwhile are rushing down Baron, or trying to at least. It goes down to around 1k, and Cassiopeia gets it.
Secures.
Shen lands the taunt. Cassiopeia doesn't have, yeah, she has her flash. Flash is out. Thresh is left by his teammates all alone. So yeah, that's one kill for a Baron team. That's quite a good trade if you consider how far they were behind. Yeah, you take that trade any day. But now they have to try and defend the mid lane inhibitor turret.
I think Cassiopeia doesn't have her ult yet, but Trundle is a menace.
Yeah, he is.
The only one who's a menace in the opponent team is the Trundle. Because the rest are just, you know, just healing the Zaya as much as possible.
And that's basically what they have to do, right? Keep the Zaya alive. As I said, all Lissandra offers is that engage, right?
Yeah.
The rest of it is up to Zaya. As long as she's alive, they'll have the damage to kill off anyone else.
From whom is the echo coming from?
I think it's Zahin.
Okay. Okay, fine now. So,
I don't know, it wasn't there at the beginning, was it? Might be something wrong with his mic.
yeah,
Anyways, right. The Zaya now has both the Mercurial Scimitar and the Last Whisper,
yeah,
so he's gonna do even more damage, and is probably gonna get out those Cassiopeials even easier.
yeah.
And Tristana gets the Lord Dominix as well. So yeah, that's gonna help her with the tanks, but again, as you said, she needs that QSS.
Yeah, because there's just too much CC.
Yeah, there is. But as as I was saying, like just one item isn't gonna help her. So she needs both of them at least to stay alive and deal damage. Otherwise, she had to choose. Either you deal damage while you're alive, or you stay alive and deal basically no damage to the tanks, right?
Yeah.
And that's a really hard choice to make as a carry. We do see Trundle heading towards the top lane. He's gonna use that Baron buff and push in, but his mid lane needs to be pushing as well for him to apply any pressure over there. Otherwise, they can just move there and kill him. Oh, the blue team decide to leave that and probably engage in the mid lane. Tristana needs to be really careful right now. Yeah, that Cassiopeia W probably saved him right there. Otherwise, Lissandra could have just gone in.
But now there's
Trundle,
a Trundle who's going to ignore it.
Yup, he's just gonna hit that tower and take it down easily. Ults him and gets back all of his health. And Lissandra engages onto the mid lane and the Galio all follow up. Cassiopeia is trying his best to run, uses the cleanse, but I don't think he can make it out alive. Can he? Yes, uses the blast cone. Meanwhile, Trundle, he took down that inhibitor. He needs to back off right now. I think he's gonna overstay.
I really don't think he thinks he can run.
Instead, he's just trying to buy as much time and as little as he can.
Because the Baron buff was down anyway, so.
Oh, they do.
But he is running away.
Yeah, they don't decide it. Oh wait, he comes back for some reason. That's a bit surprising. Anyway, they did take quite a long time to kill. He could have done it earlier, I think. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the blue team are just gonna push in and they're gonna take that inhibitor down, I presume.
Yeah.
Galio tries to go in, isn't within his taunt range, so backs off. Thresh is up. Cassiopeia tries to land the ult. Zaya uses the QSS.
Popped.
Yeah. And they're gonna make it out, I think. Yep. Oh, Tristana did take that lantern in, but there's no way they can really get to the enemy team. In the end, it's an inhibitor turret for an inhibitor, which again is an objective win for the red team. Despite being down so much in kills, they have been playing the split push and objective game so well that they come out ahead again.
Yeah, so far they have taken 2 Barons, 3 Dragons, but they have only 4 kills.
Exactly. They're down by 21 kills. That's a lot of gold right there. Despite that difference, the goal difference is what? 4k?
Yeah.
And 4k in 40 minutes isn't really anything at all, right?
It is if you don't have a QSS. Which Tristana doesn't have, by the way. She opted for a
I don't know why
first.
I guess she didn't have the gold, so
No, probably she's going to take the scimitar.
completed. Yeah, but still, the active item by itself was definitely worth the buy, because he doesn't really have any item slots so that he can keep both, right?
Yeah.
That is a bit surprising. And Trundle is again in the bot lane being a nuisance and pushing in that wave. Now the blue team have to again make the decision. Do they look for an engage or do they go for the Trundle? And I think they're gonna look for an engage right now. Cassiopeia is a bit too far from his own team. Thresh Lantern does take him out, saves him right there.
And
Trundle
this is what they want.
Pushing.
This is what they want.
Yep. And as soon as you see the wave hit the tower, in the next wave, Trundle is just gonna start ignoring the Shen and hitting the tower over and over again. Right now is when you'll see him do that. Is he gonna use the ult?
Yeah, he just did.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
he's
really
gonna
care. The
take the
Trundle doesn't really
tower
care.
down
The
so
Trundle doesn't
easily.
really care.
But the blue team do get an inhibitor, but it's still not enough. They do engage onto the Tristana though. Cassiopeia lands another good ult, takes down the Lissandra, but goes down herself. Tristana tries to jump in, but there's really no way they can deal with the Zaya right there.
And Trundle
And
walks off again.
yeah, Trundle should really recall. They can end the game right there without him. If he doesn't come back, that is.
He is coming
Uh,
back. But they have, they have numbers. But the thing is, Jarvan is still alive. And,
yeah, it's a
Trundle is still
3v.
one hell of a menace.
Oh, J4 misses his EQ. He's in a. Oh, the damage from Zaya. But Trundle manages to get onto him, but gets caught by the Shen.
That's
Lulu
almost a
oh,
kill.
wait, that flash from Tristana wasn't really what he had planned, I think.
Yeah.
Because that might have lost him the game right
And
there.
now
J4
that's
tries
the
to buy some
game.
time, but yeah, there's not really much he can do alone. Thresh is up. Zaya is legendary at 15 and 3. Thresh uses his ult. Cassiopeia is up. Might take down the Galio. Lissandra stuns her down, ults her, and is really gonna take her down, I think. Uses the Zonia to buy more time. Yeah, Cassiopeia is just fought out. Can uses the ult now, but this is GG from the blue team.
Yeah, basically GG from the blue team. They had the objective control down the stretch, but the thing is they made some crucial mistakes in the fights. Like the fights were a big mess for them. And I think going forward they should think about whether they should give the opponent so much CC to begin with. That was too much CC.
Too much CC, and also the QSS not rushed from Tristana was another thing you pointed out. And there's something else I have to say. It's that they should have taken more disengaged, considering the fact that they were trying to play a split push comp around the Trundle.
Yeah.
The Thresh pick and the Jarvan pick weren't really in sync with the rest of their team, right?
Yeah.
Because a Jarvan and a Thresh, you're looking to set up picks, engage yourself rather than disengage, right? And as a result, whether Thresh landed hooks or J4 went in flag and drag,
Yeah.
the blue team just kept peeling the Zaya and killing them, and that's how they lost a few fights.
I think this game, in terms of team fight, the game was already lost when the blue team picked up this type of a team comp.
Yeah. They had to rely on the Trundle split push for the win, and it just wasn't enough. He tried his best. He did. He took
Yeah,
down two
he tried his
inhibitors by
best. He
himself.
did whatever he could, but the thing is, they could just the blue team CHQK could just engage,
Yeah.
just flat out engage.
With the Lissandra ult, with the Galio ult, with the Shen ult, they
Yeah.
had no fear of engaging.
Basically, they didn't even need to wait for for anything. They could just go in and engage because Chandler was every time space pushing, trying to get some pushes in, trying to get his team into lead in a sense. But they couldn't really
Deal with the engage from
yeah, they
CHQK,
couldn't.
yeah.
I think this time around they should have a change in strategy.
It's either change your strategy or change the champions that you picked with the strategy. Like instead of the J4, Gragas would have made more sense
But the
because
Gragas
he
was
can
banned.
disengage. Yeah, I know, but I mean something like a Gragas, something which offers the least bit of disengage. Or maybe in the support you could just pick Janna or Karma
Yeah.
instead of the Thresh, which you have to say Thresh didn't really do much in the end.
Yeah,
He landed a few hooks in the bot lane, but always the Galio was there or the Shen was there,
yeah.
and they kept getting re-engaged on by the blue team and basically lost the fights.
Yeah.
But something I have to say, we might see a Trundle ban this game, right?
You might or you might not. I think they might be willing to overlook that, but I think there should be either a Galio ban or a Lissandra ban because they dealt so much, you know, they dealt so much in terms of CC that there should be either one of those bans.
Yeah,
And
or
I think they'll be willing to ban the Galio or take it themselves because I think they will opt for the blue team.
I think more than the Lissandra, I think Galio and Shen, giving your opponent both of them offers them so much in terms of global ults, right?
Yeah,
I know the Galio ult isn't exactly global, but still quite a long range.
yeah,
So giving them both of those offers them too much in terms of counter engages,
yeah,
using your teammates as bait and then ulting them using the Galio or the Shen and turning the fight around,
yeah.
which they did quite a few times.
He did, you know. But the thing is, there was so much engaged from the blue team. It's like not possible. No way. So, uh, so I think we both agree that they should ban the Galio or the Glissandra. I think Galio is the most preferred one. Either ban it or pick it yourself.
Yeah, preferably the Galio, definitely.
Ban it
And
or pick it
after that,
yourself, and then think about okay, what like then you build around your team comp because I think they really messed it up to the fact that they had a Shen, they had a Galio, they had a Lissandra. There was so much CC from just Galio and Lissandra alone that you need to take one of them out.
yeah.
I can't emphasize it enough. It's like that's how it is.
And here's the thing, the last two bans from Point Blank in the last game, if I remember correctly, were two AD carries, right?
Yeah,
Twitch and I'm not sure who it was, but it was another AD carry.
yeah.
They could use
I think
those
it was a
bans for
Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw maybe, yeah. I think it was Twitch and Kog'Maw. So yeah, they could use those bans for something else this time around.
Yeah,
We'll have to see what they decide to go with.
yeah,
But I think this was quite interesting in terms of, team comps and strategies.
yeah,
The, this was the first game I think where two teams played two extremely different strategies, right?
yeah.
One team looking for entirely for team fights and one thing looking entirely for split pushing.
But I think the split pushing really brought about the fact that they really want you to split push. It was not like okay, they um they didn't have exactly a winning point of view, a winning position to win in team fights because they figured it out earlier that there was too much CC for them to deal with. So that was kind of
And they were a bit behind in the early game in terms of items as well, which led to them losing the team fights even more.
yeah,
Because we are saying that they had the CCs and everything, but if they weren't as ahead, they wouldn't have had the items to follow it up, right?
yeah,
If the Galio or the Shen had been squishier, or if the Lissandra didn't have her Zonia fast enough, it could have been different. But it's because they got the leads in the early game that they had those items. They knew that they could go for the
yeah.
engages, and that's what
Especially
resulted in that.
especially Galio.
Yeah.
Galio was 404 at one point.
Yeah, he
You
was.
shouldn't
And
give Galio 404.
as I was saying, J4 didn't have his jungle item completed, but Galio had both his boots and his jungle item completed at the same time, right?
Yeah,
He shouldn't be that ahead.
yeah. So, but that's the point. Like, you shouldn't really give Galio 404 in the early game. He gets his items too fast and he becomes tanky.
Yeah.
Way more tanky than he should be. He's pretty tanky in the early game as well if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, a tip to all the viewers, people who don't know what Galio is, never feed a Galio. If you feed a Galio, you can't kill him.
He's basically
He
gonna be
basically becomes the death of you.
yeah, he's gonna be unkillable and in your face with all of those taunts and knockoffs and everything.
And it's not like Galio can't kill you, Galio can.
He's just gonna take a long time, but he will eventually.
Yeah. We can see there's a misfortune bot there. I don't know what they're trying to pull. Maybe a misfortune bot is going to play. The misfortune bot.
And
Possibly
it
you wouldn't want misfortune bot to be like, you know,
in
there
the
shouldn't
middle
be
of
a
a tournament.
misfortune bot, yeah, because well,
And now it's a bigger bot.
I don't
You
think
didn't want
I don't think you want the
you,
bots.
you didn't want the misfortune bot, so they brought you Vagar.
I think they shouldn't get the bots because the bots will be feeders, and no one likes feeders.
Yeah. I think all of the players are here, right?
Should
Oh
be.
no, we're still missing someone from.
I'm just going to make the posts.
Oh, they're asking if there's gonna be another coin toss or whether they're just sides. Yeah, I had a question about that as well. Is it preference or do they just switch sides?
No, it's preference. You can basically go
Preference.
red pit for all games.
Oh,
Meaning like the
the
losing
losing
side.
side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So. game 2 is starting.
Right. And straight off we see that Galio ban from PV. As we were expecting. From CHQK we might see a bundle ban, or do they opt to go for the same bans again? For now it looks like they might go for the same ban. GP being banned out again. So the next ban, we might see a Shen maybe? Or do they just ban out the Galio and leave the other ones open? With Shen and Lissandra being the other two problematic champions, right?
Yeah. So I think Galio ban was, expected, and then they banned the Lulu as
the
well.
Lulu. Oh wait, what happened?
What happened?
Someone DC'd, okay.
Garbage mid laner left the lane. SPDC. Well,
Garbage mid laner left the lane. Okay.
yeah, he was basically garbage. So yeah.
Wait, what
happened this
happened?
time?
Oh, okay, his client is bugged. So yeah, we did see two of the bands, right?
Yeah.
Galio and Lulu, and those were, I would say Galio was a must for them pretty much, right? What do you think about the Lulu ban?
I think the Lulu ban, I think the Lulu ban is legit.
Okay, all of them are back in champ select, and yeah, there we go. So the bans are Galio and Lulu from the blue side and Gang side. Wait, is he there? I hope he's not disconnected again.
He's lonely again.
Oh boy. Oh
No,
no,
it
they
is
do ban
Galio.
it out. They do ban it out.
I'll come back stronger.
I recommend skipping.
So yeah, from now, yeah, Lulu is banned out as well. The Rama, I think the red side decided that they're just gonna go for the same bans they went for the last time as well.
Yeah, they did basically win, so they don't have exactly a problem. But I think the Galio ban opens up a lot, because now the red team, or rather the blue team, can now force a ban for Cho'Gath, but they do ban Gragas. Now,
So yeah,
now the
either
red team has
Cho'Gath
to
or
choose
Maokai.
either Cho'Gath or Maokai, and the other team is going to pick the other one.
Or maybe they don't ban either one of those, they ban Zac like they did last time and pick the other one, right? If they pick Maokai, we pick Cho'Gath, or if they pick Cho'Gath, we pick Maokai. That's a trade-off you can take any day, right?
So
I think
We'll
that
see what they
is.
go for.
But they bought
Oh,
Shen.
okay.
That's interesting. And they make Trundle. So you're basically leaving out a Cho'Gath and a Maokai?
Oh, I'm expecting either one of those or
Yeah,
maybe both
Maokai
to be
will
picked.
definitely be picked, but Cho'Gath?
In the jungle, yeah, he's still quite good. Or Maokai in the jungle as well. Both of them are good in either lane.
Yeah, but I think Maokai and Cho'Gath would be too much for a team to handle. That's like
I mean, they did play two big tanks in the top and jungle last time as well, so there's no reason they shouldn't do it again, right? And those are two big tanks, Maokai and Cho'Gath, right?
yeah.
We'll see what they go for though. They are still thinking about it, I guess. And a Scion, that's not something you see every day.
Yeah, well, Scion did get buffed, but I haven't seen Scion since then. You know,
The change basically.
yeah, the change was basically he got a huge buff on his ult in terms of damage,
Yeah.
and then
And
you know they thought I think there was also a bit of buff on his W.
okay.
Let's remember. But anyways, I haven't seen a lot of Scion, so
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And the blue team do pick Nami. So basically another piece, right? They ban out the Lulu and they decide to take a feeling support this time around. They had Thresh last time, right?
yeah,
So that's
they took a Nami,
Nami.
and now
Yeah.
they picked the same ADC in Tristana, but Cho'Gath is still
Basically,
alive. Like if the red team take a Cho'Gath, Sion, and Maokai lane, Maokai,
nah, I think that's gonna be a bit too much. Yeah, they think so too. They're gonna opt for Thresh.
it's still
I
on the boards.
it is, but I think it'll be the blue side who might go for that pick. Because if you take a Scion, a Maokai, and a Cho'Gath, that's just too many tanks. And with the Thresh, there's going to be one carry who the enemy team is going to blindly jump onto. And since Thresh isn't a good feeler, which we saw last game, it's going to be hard for the carry to survive, right?
I could offer.
So Cassiopeia got banned for Colo fanboy. He did play well on it.
Yeah, it posed a lot of problems for the Lissandra in the early game. And in the team fights landed quite good.
Still, if Cho'Gath is not banned, I think either the blue team pick it or the red team pick it in the mid lane. A Cho'Gath mid lane.
Fine. I'll just be
I do not want to see that.
sharpening my
A
feathers.
Cho'Gath, Maokai, Sion, and Thresh front line. That is basically a blue team loss. You can't kill
Yeah.
either one. Because Cho'Gath will
And
basically jump into the backline, eat someone.
I won't be denied.
Sion will just jump into you. You will kill Sion, and then Sion will kill you. So,
Yeah, we do see Sejuani being banned from the red team,
yeah,
which
because
is
the jungler
interesting.
hasn't been locked. So,
Yeah, they left the Zac open this time, which I believe they did ban last
and the
time
Cho'Gath
around.
is still open.
Yeah, it is.
You don't leave the Cho'Gath open.
I'm not sure if they're comfortable with the Cho'Gath being picked as well, because you have to think about your players being able to
Damage?
play it as well, right? Yeah, damage factor is there, but I mean your players have to be able to play it, right?
And that's a blind
If
pick Lucian.
okay,
Is
that
it
might
an ADC or a mid laner? We don't know yet.
usually nowadays you see Lucian mostly being played in the mid lane. You rarely see Lucian AD carry anymore
Yeah.
because in the mid lane he is quite a threat. Has a lot of kill pressure early game.
But I
And
think, the Lucian pick was very good by the red team, but not only because it'll deal a lot of damage, but there's a
oh,
master.
that's a mastery.
I'm coming back to that, but the point I'm trying to make is that with Lucian being picked in the mid lane, we all know that Lucian can harass every mage in the mid lane, can be very aggressive. And even he can be very aggressive against a Malzahar. If they do pick Malzahar, they do pick a Malzahar.
Yeah,
He
they
can, be very,
do.
he can be very aggressive against a Malzahar. The only pick I have seen that can, trade really well against a Lucian, while Lucian is trying to trade, is probably Corki. And the blue team
Nah,
wouldn't have wanted a
they
Corki.
they do go for the Lucian AD carry,
Yeah.
which we don't really see often enough now. They pick the Lissandra again in the mid lane.
But a mastery jungle.
Yeah, Mastery Jungle. That's gonna be interesting to look at. Because I think what the blue team talked about was that even with Trundle last game they didn't really have enough split push pressure, so they're gonna opt for the 1-3-1 this time around instead of going for a 1-4, which they tried to pull off, yes, but didn't really work for them. Because Trundle was split pushing, but they didn't really have any pressure anywhere else. They were trying to
Now the
push out in the,
interesting thing is because I think the mastery pick was a mistake
was
because
it?
because hear me out. Look at the amount of CC the red team has again. There's a
Yeah.
Thresh Hook and Flare, which you can basically dissuade Mastery. Then there's a Root from Maokai, plus a knockback. Then you have a Lysandra ult and a stun, and you have a Scion knockup, which which you do need to channel, but it's a knockup.
No, he has a knockup with you and his ult, so there's two of them.
But the ult is harder to land, so
Yeah, it is. It
I'm
is.
just saying
Yeah,
Q.
that's true.
So I think the mastery is a mistake because there's too much lockdown from the opponent team.
No, as I said, I think in this case at least he's not looking for the team fights. No, he's not going to be where Malcandra is grouped up. He's going to be in a side lane, preferably the opposite side lane from where Trundle is, and
So
look
are
to
you saying
push
they're going
there.
to run a split push game?
Yes, I'm looking at this team comp and it says that it's probably a 1-3-1 because again in the team fights in the mid to late game there's win the fights
Yeah.
unless Mastery gets really ahead or Trundle gets a really big lead, which
Yeah.
allows him to team fight somehow. Other than that, I don't honestly see them winning the team fights.
Okay. Unless mastery gets fed.
Yeah, unless Mastery gets fed or Trundle gets fed, in which case they might look for team fights, but it's still going to be really risky for them. I would rather expect them to go for a 1-3-1 with Mastery and Trundle split pushing the side lanes, and the other three trying to defend their turrets.
Yeah.
Because this time around they don't have the Galio or the Lulu, right? Which is a big factor because even though Lucian does have a lot of mobility, they can still get onto him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of CC, but I mean it's not as much peeling and shielding that Lulu offers. There's not as much of that.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. But but it's like this is also another lane Thresh can exploit because Lucian is a very aggressive early game ADC.
Yeah, he is.
Mid lane or ADC, very very aggressive. And now you have a Thresh against two squishy champions again, and
Yep.
especially Nami because you can
Especially Nami,
catch the
because
Nami.
Tristana is most probably gonna
Jump out,
unless he flay at the perfect time. He can jump out,
which
but the
is
Nami
also a
is
play.
yeah, but the Nami is quite vulnerable to the hooks.
Yeah, but it all depends on the mastery.
Yeah, and we
But
have to see how the Scion pick pans out as well, because as we were talking about earlier, it's been quite a long time since we've seen him being played in any tournaments. So
yeah, but
yeah, we'll have to see how they
honestly,
play
I
around
have
it.
a question mark about Mazhar pick as well. I know. It's like I don't get how Malzahar fits.
Uh,
I think
yeah, that is true. I
he
think something with a bit more wave clear would have made more sense to
yeah,
me.
Malzahar is
Uh,
very good wave clear. Don't get me wrong. But the
in
thing
in the
is,
lane, but if
yeah,
if your tower is getting pushed, he has that Q, but his E doesn't really clear the entire wave all the time.
yeah.
Not all the time. It takes a lot of time for it to pass
So
around and clear
garbage
the
mid
wave.
laner is playing support because he's garbage in the mid lane. Those puns
Yeah,
keep
he
on
is.
coming. Yeah, those puns keep on coming. But yeah, garbage mid laner going there. So game number 2 is underway. I like to see Master E. I don't know why he picked Master E.
Another pause coming in right at the very beginning.
Tradition.
Last time around, we did see CHQK go for an early in, right?
Yeah. Now, CHQK didn't.
Oh,
Uh,
I mean, yeah,
NFB
the
did.
other NFB did, yeah. We'll have to see whether they offer it again this time.
Yeah.
Because last time it didn't really go well for them, did it?
This time they're not.
Yeah, this time they decide against it and they're gonna play it safe.
But the red team might
CHQK,
do it.
on the other hand, are looking for something here. Malzahar is nearby, but he does have his shield, so the Thresh hook isn't really much of a problem for him.
Yeah, but there is a lot more than a thresh hook now.
They do decide to go for the safe start though.
Yeah. So we didn't touch on this. It is Scion top rather than Scion
Yeah, it
jungle.
is.
I expected
Yeah, that's
Scion jungle.
no, Scion Jungle isn't really something you can play.
Maybe you can. Hey, we're seeing Scion after such a long time. Maybe you can. Maybe you can.
I'm pretty sure someone somewhere has tried it and failed.
Or maybe someone somewhere has tried it and succeeded in flying colors.
Then how come we don't see it more often? That's what I have to question. Because he's supposed to be played on the top lane, and we don't see him up there.
Maybe because it's very unpopular. Not
Okay,
no, he's not as popular as Yasuo or Riven. Or even Master Yi.
Yeah.
Not everyone plays the generic ones. Sometimes you gotta play those uncommon ones. Come on, I have seen people go challenger with Teemo.
Well, if you play a champion long enough, certainly you can
So why not
triumph
Sion?
with him. I'm pretty sure someone has played Sion in Challenger as well. I'm just saying it's not something that's, good in general. It's just that he's good with that champion, and that's something we'll have to see. Whether Crow is good with Sion.
Well, he is landing the knockups.
Yeah, he just did. But again, with Sion being picked against a Trundle, gonna have the same mechanic with Trundle, right? He's just gonna steal the armor and MR Sion has and look to
Yeah.
ignore him and hit the towers over and over again.
Yeah, you don't kill a Sion because then Sion kills you.
Maokai is heading up there looking for the early gang. Sion goes in but is in risk of dying himself. A good pillar from Trundle slows the Maokai down and he manages to make it back. So yeah, looking for an early gank with Maokai, but
Yeah.
not really much he could have
But
done there.
notice how Trundle is playing it. Trundle doesn't want the early kill.
Yeah, he does not. He doesn't need to. All he does need to do is farm up, get strong enough so that he can get to that splitting power. But he does take him very low, and that's first blood on him. Just as you were talking about him not looking for the early
But
game.
I think that might be a
Early
dead
kill,
Trundle.
I mean.
That might be a dead
Nah,
Trundle. No, it's not a dead Trundle.
Mastery helps him out there.
That's why you do not opt to kill a Sion. Especially if he has Ghost Blade.
Yeah, he's just gonna turn that kill you using his ghost. His passive, that is.
His dead body. Or rather zombie.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to
Resurrected
assume he's a
zombie
zombie. That's a zombie.
Okay.
Safe to assume. I think that might be a hook, but the hook goes wide. The blue
Mid
team
lane
are
we
playing
do.
really passive in the lane at the moment.
Yeah. Malzahar is out of mana. He's looking to. Lissandra already had her back.
But
and
that's a
TP'd
very
her.
good
The bot
bubble.
lane. A TP from Trundle. Is he gonna make it there in time? He does.
Hey, that might be a
And-
Lucian death. But Lucian doesn't have
Yeah.
flash, so...
Nah, he can't use it. He wasn't close enough to the wall to flash over. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
what's your time?
I'm at 459, 5,
Okay.
501. Am I ahead?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pause for like 2 or 3 seconds. Is that gonna be enough?
Yeah.
I'm at
And they are
510.
taking the Infernal Red. Infernal Drake.
513, 14. I'm okay, right?
What time are you at?
519 now? 20?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So yeah, that TP from Trundle to them getting the final.
So they do take the much touted Infernal Drake after
Yeah.
taking a kill in the bot lane. But that was, very good setup by Nami, because Fresh missed all of his engage tools.
Yeah, he did. And they knew that Trundle could TP in because Sion used his teleport just to get back to lane after that first blood. So they knew they had the TP advantage. They knew they had the backup from Trundle, and they just weren't afraid of the Thresh. Took him down, and Lucian couldn't use his flash. He went down as well. So that's 2 more kills, and they're up 3-0 and around 1k gold up right now. Last game as well, we did see a goal lead of about 1.
Yeah.
This time it's the other team, right?
But it's a Trundle again, saying, well, I can fight you now, you don't have a Shen W.
Yeah. Sion does have better wave clear in the early game at least.
Yeah.
Better than Shen, I mean.
So that's a very good bubble and a sidestep by Nami.
Yeah.
Saving herself and then saving his AD carry as well.
As well.
My
Yep.
god.
Nami has been playing really well this game.
Yeah.
And maybe, as I was saying before, that's what they needed last game as well. Better
Yeah.
peel. Rather than a Thresh with engage. Trundle going aggressive again in the top lane, but
Come
I don't
on,
think
bite,
he's gonna...
bite, more bites.
He is out of mana, I don't think he can bite it. No mana equals no more bite.
I think the disadvantage of Trundle came when they reverted back the change they made from him, like he couldn't bite turrets anymore, and then
Yeah,
he bites turrets again.
back then he could, yeah.
Now they changed it back to he couldn't bite turrets, and now they changed it back to okay. I think that hurt him too much. Let's give him more bites.
Yep.
So more bites. That's why we can see more Trundle.
In the bot lane though, I have to say that is a big item difference between Lucian and Tristana, right?
Strictly because of the kill in bases.
Yeah. But a BF sword against just a pickaxe is quite scary.
I think Thresh might get caught here. But
oh no. They decided to back off, which was a bit surprising. They didn't have vision in the bush, that's why maybe they didn't look for that.
Probably.
They didn't know where Maokai was, so yeah, they thought it was scary. We do see Malzahar and Mastery both roaming towards the top lane. We'll have to see whether they look for a dive onto the Sion right now.
I don't think you should. They are looking for a dive. I don't think you should look for a dive on a Sion.
Yeah, he can just ult out as he did right now.
But that's going to be first turret, I think.
Yeah, it should be. Londra walked halfway up there and then decides to walk back.
Why is Sion waiting there?
I'm not sure. I guess he's just waiting to catch out the that he gets after they take down the tower. Trundle is waiting for the tower to kill as many minions as possible before he takes that down.
That's a good hook in the bot lane. A Nami ult comes in, and that's a very good bubble again.
Wow, saves Tristana again. Trundle TP's in, but this time there's 2 teleports from the red
And both the
team
teleports have to be cancelled, but Trundle is still there.
Yeah, he decides to go in onto the Thresh, ults him, Nami doesn't land the flash bubble, Thresh flashes out. Lucian lands the culling, but he's out of mana, can't really do much more.
Lissandra's coming in. That might be a Lissandra out. And
Oh,
I
that's a
think
good ult onto the Tristana, but she flashes out. Trundle walks out as well, and Nami just walks up to them.
and there's
saying, "You
so
can't
much
kill me."
roaming coming up because Master E is here.
Malzahar lands
Hey,
half of his
that's
ult.
Master E cleanups here. Master E is going
Oh
to
boy,
take
that's
2
gonna be a
kills.
double. Maybe a triple
That
even.
might be a triple
And
kill.
the quadra maybe? Oh no,
No.
Malzahar gets the last 2 kills.
Yeah, but 2 kills for Master E.
Yeah, and Sion is still in the mid lane trying
Yeah,
to
because
pull as
Sion
much as
did
he
not
can.
have any ult or the TP, so
Yeah, there's not really much he could have done. After he had cancelled his TP, both him and Lissandra cancelled their TPs respectively. After that, there wasn't really much they could have done there. And here's the thing, the red team bot lane should have known to back off by then. They should have communicated with their team that we're cancelling our TPs, back off. But they didn't. They saw the trundle there, they saw the TPs, but they didn't disengage fast enough. And they had to pay the price as a result of that.
yeah.
And now this is a big lead. Around 5k within 11 minutes, that is a really big lead for the blue team.
Yeah, but this time around, last time, CHQK did have a lead, but the lead was accumulated through kills. But this time they've
Yeah.
accumulated through kills and turrets.
And objectives. Yes, and not just turrets, they have the Inferno,
Yeah,
which is gonna be a factor in the late game team fights, so it's not just turret.
yeah.
And the Mastery got 2 kills there, which is really good for him.
And an assist as well.
Yep.
You know, you don't give assists to Master E.
What we were talking about in the champ select phase was that the one way that their split push could really have an effect was if Trundle was ahead of his respective laner,
Yeah.
and if Mastery was fed. And both of those are happening, right?
Yeah,
Which is really scary for the red team right now. CHQ can really need to play a bit defensive now,
yeah.
because otherwise they're gonna give an even bigger lead to the blue team.
I don't know what a bigger lead could be, but it is a pretty big lead already.
Lissandra gets ulted, Thresh uses the lantern to save her life, but the Trundle ult is still ticking. Isn't gonna take her down though.
Yeah.
Uses the pod just in case. Maokai is there, but he's still so squishy, there's not really much he can do, I guess. One Malzahar E takes down like 20 or 25% of his health. And yeah, again, the item differences between the two teams, you can just see them right now. They're quite big.
Even though both
Fun.
ADCs have no...
Oh boy, that's a fight in the mid lane turret. Trundle decided to dive, but that wasn't really such a good decision. Maokai gets the root onto Malzahar, he's gonna go down as well.
Garbage
Nami
Villager
tries to
trying to
make
run
it
for
out.
his life.
But Lucian tries to chase him down but misses, and the exhaust. That exhaust saved Nami's life right there. Meanwhile, Tristana did push the bot lane turret, did take it down. And Mastery is now looking for kills around the mid lane, which he won't get, I guess. Yeah, he won't. He's just gonna push the tower as well. See, this is a better split push comp from the blue team.
But they
Oh,
want the
Master-
kill onto Master E because
Yeah.
no one likes Master E's.
He was pushing all alone in the mid lane without any vision. So smart of him. Thresh just brought Maokai in using the lantern, and yeah, that's a dead mastery right there. So the red team do make a bit of a comeback, but as a result they give up even more objectives in the side lanes. And that's gonna be a decision they're gonna have to make over and over again, playing against a split push team. Do we go for the fights and lose objectives, or do we try to save the
Just a split
objectives?
pushing team. They have pretty good siege as well.
Yeah, Tristana offers a lot for sieging.
And
Oh,
knockout.
and there's a pause. Nami does say that he has 600 ping.
Show us the ping, we don't believe you.
Too bad he can't ping it for our viewers.
Yeah, too bad. So,
So yeah, as I was saying before, like you look at the item differences. At the moment, Trundle has a completed item. Sion has two halves and a boot. Mastery has one completed item and an completed, while Maokai hasn't still completed his jungle item. Malzahar has one item and boots, whereas Lissandra has one item and another half, I guess you could say.
yeah.
Tristana has two daggers more than the Lucian, which is gonna help him build his boots and another attack speed item. And Nami as well has the completed Stone upgrade, while Thresh still just has Mobies and a Sidestone. So yeah, those are all big item differences between the two teams in basically every single lane, right?
Yeah, so the game does resume. And Mastery resuming his fun in the jungle. So far, it looks to be like there'll be game 3.
Yeah, it is looking like that. But the red team still do have the team comp for turning around this advantage that the blue team has at the moment.
I think it really depends on what the blue team does with the lead. You know, more so than getting the lead, you need to maintain it.
Maintain it and put it to good use. Because, okay, they do decide to put Malzahar in a side lane. I was expecting Mastery to be the other one in a 1v1, but surprising enough, they do send the Malzahar. There's an invade onto the enemy team blue buff, where they do have vision, but it is still so scary for them to walk into their own jungle right now.
Yeah.
That's how ahead the blue team is. Mastery does take down the Rift Herald. I expect he'll be moving towards the top lane. Put it down right there.
Or not.
Nah, he will. I think it's the more obvious play right now. Yeah.
Is he? He's just waiting around.
I guess he's expecting the Maokai to be around and yeah, decides against it. Or maybe I'm not sure what he's doing right now. I
Yeah.
guess he was expecting them to be in the top lane and engage onto the Trundle. That's why he was waiting behind them.
Yeah. They are
And now he
nearby,
knows.
however.
Yeah, if Mastery backs off, Trundle is in danger of being rotated on and
Yeah,
killed.
but he does back off, so. But there is enough support from the Malzahar and the Nami. And you know, there's just constant push from them.
Yeah, there is. And here's the thing, now you would expect Mastery to just walk bot, push the wave, put down the Rift Herald, and start hitting that inhibitor turret as fast as he can. Because
Yeah.
Trundle is still applying pressure. He's been here for the past, what, 1.5 minutes, just
Yeah.
pushing the minion wave over and over again.
Yeah.
And they should have put that to good use. I mean, there's pressure in the top lane. If you rotate bot, if you put pressure on that turret as well, there's not really much the enemy team can do. And now, yes, as we were talking about, they do decide to rotate top, but there's nothing to be done. Trundle just uses one pillar and walks out. Tries to steal the golems as well, but that might be a bit too greedy of him. Nah,
They
he's
don't want to
safe.
fight the Trundle at the moment.
That's because they're two tanks. Maokai and Sion don't really do that much damage. And Trundle is gonna steal their armors, right?
Yeah.
So that's even less damage that he's taking from you.
Now
And Mastery does put down the Riftle in the bot lane. There's, yeah, almost the entire red team is there to deal with it, though that wasn't really such a good use.
I think they wanted
Takes
to
down,
take the damage, somehow
yeah,
give it some bit of damage so that they can go for a push later on.
what they could have done, I guess, is put it in another lane and push with 3 people in the side lane. I mean, Malzahar could have stayed mid, they could have put down the Rift Shell there, and Mastery could have gone bot. So that way they have to choose between where they wanna send people, right?
Yeah.
Because someone alone can, I mean, Sion alone is having a hard time dealing with the Trundle. Anyone they send bot lane is gonna have trouble dealing with Mastery and the Rift Herald.
Yeah.
And that's probably gonna be a dead Trundle, but he does ult out and flashes out as well. That was a good pillar. That was a good pillar. You have to say Trundle's pillars have been really good this game. Has saved his life quite a few times. That's a Sion ult coming towards the mid lane, but yeah, nothing's happening there.
That was a pretty much a weird ulti from Maokai because he did it backwards when Tristana's jump was there.
Yeah, I guess they expected the Sion backup to be coming in, that's why they tried to go in. Lissandra does get ulted by because of Tristana's E.
And there's a double kill on Tristana now.
Yeah, and I guess, wait, are they gonna go for Baron or are they gonna... That's something they should decide right away. Yeah, they're gonna go for the Baron, right? Trundle is just gonna be solo pushing in the top lane. They have to deal with that, so that should be a free Baron for the blue team. Trundle should back off right now, knowing that his entire team Baron. Yeah, decides to do so. And this time you see a very different result, even though the team, and that's because of the early leads. I have to emphasize this because last time it was almost the same kind of a team comp.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From NFB, but they got the early game lead. That's why their tanks had their items, and their carry was doing damage, and their CCs had some use. If they engaged, they knew that they could follow up that engage. But this time around, their execution hasn't been as well, but it's more because of the item differences between the two teams, the goal differences that the blue team has got in the early game, because of which they can put so much pressure all around the map.
I think the key has been Nami. Because Trundle did win his matchup the last time around as well. So he was pretty much dominant. But the thing was, Nami has landed so many crucial another fight erupts, a death, and that's like a kill to Malzahar and
that should be an inhibitor, I guess, for the blue team. Sion does walk up, gets ulted by Trundle, is down to half health. He should go down soon enough. And now they're focusing down the Maokai as well, who has to run out. Tries to root again. That wasn't such a good decision from him.
Yeah.
And I think they're just gonna walk the game. Tristana is still pushing in the bot lane, I mean mid lane. I don't know why. Should just walk up and start hitting the Nexus turrets right now.
Yeah, they can easily win the game.
Yeah. This might take longer, but it's still gonna be the same result, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tristana does make it there. And there's a hook onto Nami, she flashes out, baits in the thresh with the hook, and yeah, that's the GG.
Yeah. a pretty fast game. It was a 23-minute game where, you know, NFB take it back. They had the defeat in game 1. And now
They
they
even
defeated
out
them. Yeah.
they even out the series, and it's gonna be a really interesting series now, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a best. It's now game 3 going to be underway.
Because from what we've seen from both games 1 and 2, it's
Yeah.
whoever gets the early lead who's gonna come out on top.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the advantage in the early game.
Yeah, they have been, you know, they have been able to close the game out with the leads. But though I would argue that in the first game, NFB did fight back for a long time until, you know, the compositions that just, you know, took their toll.
Yeah. They managed to hold on for quite a long while, but it's still their team com was just too strong.
Yeah.
Their team com and the lead that they got in the early game.
Yeah.
So Slayer,
Yeah.
at the end of the game, what do you think about the Sion pick? Is there still a question mark, or do you think it's actually good enough to play right now?
Not against this composition.
Yeah, it is true that against the Trundle, it's not really the optimal pick, I would have to say.
Yeah. But so far, you know, it has been a good series.
Yes, it has been.
One
And
game apiece.
the pick and ban phase has been quite interesting as well, I have to say, from both of the teams.
Yeah, but now I think I think would probably be seeing more bans, like especially the ban of maybe Trundle.
Yeah, which I honestly was expecting in the second
Yeah.
Trundle ban in the second game.
Yeah, someone in the
And
comment section said, why don't they ban Trundle?
it's I guess they think that they don't have a problem with him pushing, but the thing is, it's not just the split pushing. If you are looking to pick tanks, then it is something you should look to ban. Like, before the last few patches, Fiora was something like that as well, who had a really good split push, who had a really strong lane against tanks, and could just kill them 1v1, even dive turrets with her lifesteal
Yeah.
items in the late game, right?
Yeah.
It's something you had to ban against tanks, and Trundle is in that category at the moment as well, I would also say. If you are looking to pick tanks that you are going to teamfight with, then
Yeah.
I would say that you should ban that Trundle.
Maybe ban that Trundle and, you know, think about banning Malzahar because Malzahar was annoying. You know, he was dealing so much damage.
Was, but he managed to be annoying because the fight.
Yeah.
Because he did have the roam in the bot lane, but he went there after his team was winning the fight already,
Yeah.
right? And another thing I have to say is that Nami played exceptionally well,
Yeah.
both in
Nami
the
played
lane
exceptionally well.
and in the team fights. Since you called him a garbage mid laner, he's not a garbage support. You can definitely.
Yeah, he's a garbage mid laner. His name is garbage mid laner, so basically he suggests he's not a very good mid laner, but he is a good support.
Yeah, he played fantastic in the last game.
I think, you know, they should really ban the Trundle because 2 games on Trundle, he's played really well on it. Like,
Yeah.
they really have to decide, do we really go for do we really ban it or do we really pick it? You know, that's going to be a big question mark, you know, going forward, you know, with this game.
And the thing is, if they do ban the Trundle, what, like last time we saw them leaving open Shogat, going through the pick and ban phase entirely, everyone just ignoring it.
Yeah.
But if they decide to ban out the Trundle, they're gonna have to leave out something as well.
Yeah.
And the bans, if I remember correctly, were mostly the comfort picks of the enemy team, right?
Yeah,
Like GP and Ramos and something else, I forgot what it was.
yeah.
But they were comfort pick bans, so they have to leave something out if they're gonna ban the Trundle. That's something they have to think about as well.
Yeah, but I think you really need to ban it. It's like, it's like you have seen these games, right?
Yeah, and I have to say, like they honestly didn't deal with it well in the first game, and in the second game they couldn't deal with it either, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't deal with it, then yeah, the obvious
Just
thing to
ban
do
him.
would be to ban it.
So, they could also go for the solo queue picks against Trundle, but that wouldn't really work. Like, Trundle is very good in the tank meta. It's like,
Yeah, he is. And they are picking tanks. If they weren't picking tanks and they had something that could deal with the Trundle in the
yeah,
one, then it was fine. But they are picking tanks who can't really deal with a split push. So
yeah,
yeah, it is something they should ban maybe.
yeah. So, they are going to line up, but, honestly, it's like, ban. I think, Trundle is a very good ban, but then you think about, okay, what is he's going to what else he's going to play? Like, he played a very good Trundle. Um, so what else can he play is the real question, because now it looks like they are going to ban the um, the Trundle, and then you have to think about, wait, do I ban this? Do I ban that? Like, it's really a mystery for them now. But we are waiting for the game three to, all the players to join, and then game three to get underway. Wow. One of the most lamest jokes I have heard. And it was a Holocaust joke. So, one of the most lamest jokes I've heard. You pull up her sleeve.
They're asking if they have to toss again. I think NFB have, yeah.
So, no toss.
It's basically the team that
Yeah.
wins the toss gets the pick for 1 and 3, and the losing team gets 2, right?
Yeah. Basically, that's it.
Wait, who won the toss in the first game? CHQK won it?
Yeah. The first game CHQ won it. The second game NFB won it. So you're still waiting for, them to get ready?
All the players aren't here yet, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a few. Yeah, I think now they're here. Should be lining up soon enough.
So NFB have the momentum. For the games.
But as we've seen, depending on the early game, right,
Yeah.
it's still really difficult to call. If you had to choose who would win, could you actually pick any side? No.
I can't.
Exactly. It's really hard to call right now.
Now they're going to line up.
Okay, I guess everyone is ready and we
Yeah.
can select soon enough.
So, game 3 underway. Do we see a Trundle ban?
Pathetic!
And we do. The first ban right there is Trundle. I guess they do recognize that that's been the problem right throughout the series, and they ban it out. They banned the Ramos next, and from the blue side, we saw the Maokai ban, I mean, the Galio ban and the Shen ban. On the red side, and the third ban from the blue team. They have been banning Gangplank throughout those series. I wonder if they ban it this time as well, or they decided to leave it open.
Oh, they banned the Maokai because um,
I recommend skipping.
you shouldn't give up the Maokai.
Yeah, you should not.
But they do leave out the Gragas, so the Gragas being instantly hovered.
And is locked in. And on the other side,
So the
oh
Nami first
yes,
pick from garbage
the
mid laner.
yeah,
He did have a very
that
good game with Nami, so
yeah, that does make sense. You set up the bot lane picks right away, because that that basically ensures that one lanes is, just like the last game. They're gonna have a safe enough laning phase, and if Nami plays as well as he did last game, they can pretty much win the lane by themselves.
yeah. I think
But
they
this
also did it
time,
because they want to see what is the opposition for,
picking.
but the top laner does not come out.
No, this is quite surprising. They're hovering the Twitch this time around, which was banned in the previous game correctly,
Yeah, but they
but
do.
instead they opt for the Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Morgana is pretty safe in the lane, so um, they offer a more safer lane, a
Yeah,
more
they do.
secure lane. And they pick the mastery.
That is okay. So basically,
I
they're
think their approaches don't change what's working.
yeah. That those three picks worked out well for them the last game, so why not?
They banned the
The
Syndra
Sin,
this time around.
yeah, the Syndra went for the mid lane. That is quite a strong pick, but we haven't seen it banned in this series even once,
Yeah,
right?
because Argus has been picking Lysandra has picked Lysandra for the last 2 games. So and
Yeah,
I offered that, but Mazhar just get banned because Colo fanboy did play a good Mazahar, so
last game,
they
yeah.
get out. Maybe I think they might offer a Cassiopeia ban as well because he did play a very good Cassiopeia as well. The game
But we
before.
might see a Lissandra ban. Since they banned out Syndra, you might expect the Lissandra ban since he has played that in both the games, right?
Yeah, but they have been
Oh,
winning
they
matchups.
they
So
decide to ban the Cho'Gath instead, which is a bit surprising, right? It went through the pick and ban, you know,
yeah,
anyone who much is looking at it.
yeah,
But
I
this
think
time
because
around,
the top laner wasn't picked yet, and you do not want to give a Cho'Gath to the other lane. I think they can deal with the Lysandra because they have done it,
Let me at 'em.
and then they
yeah,
back the Jax for I am so lonely. This might be a really interesting pick for them. They might opt for the mid laner, or they might opt for the top laner, or the kid the top lane for counter picks. They have to decide which lane they want to keep for a counter pick, and which lane they want to pick up for. So they
and
pick the
they do pick
Aurelia
the
for the
top
top
lane.
lane.
Yeah, that's another split pusher for him. But Irelia does need a bit of a time and some items to actually be effective as a split pusher.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the blue team opt to pick to counter that.
I think he can go any tank, but he does go for the Camille
Okay. That means there's
and
gonna
the
be
Swain mid. Okay.
Oh, okay. He doesn't pick the
I do not
Lissandra
like
this
Swain mid.
time.
I'm sorry. I do not like the Swain mid.
It's not such a bad pick. Swain is pretty good right now. And yeah, the Cassiopeia again
You did
for
not ban
Polo
the Cassiopeia this
fanboy.
time around, and I think he's gonna just go
Yeah,
for it.
yes,
He has the favorable matchup against uh, Swain, so why not?
exactly. But what I was saying before, right? In the top lane, Camille versus Irelia, that's a, a very snowballing lane. Like whichever laner gets ahead is gonna snowball so much. The other laner is gonna be pretty much behind the start for the rest of the game
Yeah,
for potential all-ins. Because if Irelia gets ahead, then she's gonna dive you, and if Camille gets ahead, she's gonna 1v1 you again and again, right?
yeah.
So we'll have to look whether the junglers affect that matchup.
And I think the blue team has a lead there because they did get Gragas.
Yeah, which was banned in the previous games, right?
Yeah,
Both of them, I think.
yeah.
So I guess that's something they were afraid of previously, but they opted to leave out open this time around.
They thought about what to leave out, so they thought maybe let let's leave this one out.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the team comps? Because they basically slotted in um Cassiopeia and Irelia from last game. They just replaced the Trundle and the Malzahar for Cassiopeia and Irelia. So, what do you think?
First thing that I have to say is that the team comp isn't gonna be as for split push perhaps if Ilia doesn't get ahead, right?
Yeah,
That's the first thing. And the second thing is the blue team, NFB. I mean CHQK, sorry. CHQK has not picked as much CC as they did in the last two games. That's something you have to keep in mind. Last few games they kept picking tanks with CC with engages, right? But
yeah.
this time around, Camille does have one CC, Gragas does have one CC, but that's not
You
as
mean
much
two
as they
CC?
had the.
You mean two CC?
Yeah, okay, fine, two CCs. And Swin's W isn't a guaranteed hit. So yeah, it's not as
Neither is
much
Morgana's
surefire.
W.
Q, you mean Morgana's Q, yeah.
Q, my bad.
Yeah. So it's not as much surefire engage as they opted for in the last few games with, picks like Galio or Shen or Lissandra or Sion or things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's not as much of a confirmed engage from them. Without the Morgana bind or without the flash E from Gragas engage,
yeah,
there's not much you can really see happening there. But if they do manage to land those, then it is going to be a bit scary for NFB
yeah,
because their team is pretty squishy. It wasn't as much last game because Trundle was a bit of a tank and he to shred tanks, but this time around they don't have that. I know they don't have much tanks, but still Gragas and Camille,
Camille
they're
is not
gonna
a
get.
tank. Camille is more of a bruiser.
Yeah, she is, but she does have quite a lot of health in the late game, and Gragas is gonna be a tank, right?
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that they have tanks. I'm saying they have more tanky champions than the other team,
yeah,
right? Because Swain, Camille, and Gragas are gonna get tankier than Cassiopeia, Irelia, and Master E, right?
yeah.
So since they do pick the squishier team comp, if they fall behind, it's gonna be very difficult for them this time around. Because the blue team, from what I can see, they're gonna with the Morgana.
Yeah.
Just, get vision and look for picks. Considering the enemy team is full of squishy champions, whoever you land a Morgana bind,
I think,
it should be dead.
yeah, the red team have another thing working for them is that uh, they can actually catch someone out if if done right. They need to snowball Irelia. If they cannot snowball
Yeah,
Irelia, then there's a problem.
and that's where you expect usually Gragas to have more impact than a Master E, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, I really there's the thing, like in the top lane, if your mentality is that I get ahead, then prone to gank. So he needs to keep that in mind as well. That Gragas is gonna be there probably to help his laner as well,
yeah,
since both of them are fighters, right? In the
yeah.
top lane, they will look for fights. So if the enemy jungler has more of a presence, then it is gonna result in falling behind.
Yeah.
We do see the blue team moving together. It'll be interesting to see whether they look for an engage with the invade or not. They do have the Morgana who can take the bind first and go for an invade. They check the bush using the Swain Q, but they decide against the invade though. It's just only another safe start from both of the teams.
I don't think the red team would want to group up because they do not have very, a lot of power in level 1, especially Mastery, Cassiopeia. They have a lot of power level 1, but at level 2 they're pretty strong.
Yeah, they are.
Level 2 they do get, some of their spells like
Minions have spawned.
Cassiopeia gets her poison.
Yeah, the Q. Yeah. And this is interesting. Irelia is going to check alone. She just gets vision and walks out, just making sure that they did start the blue buff. And it's gonna be interesting to see whether that leads to Mastery going for invade onto the enemy. Red clearing his own jungle instead. For
Or
now,
maybe,
we do see him.
or maybe, he just checked because he need to know if Gragas could invade his red. Because Gragas is pretty, pretty dominant early on, so.
Yeah,
But that's
could
a
be the
bind
case.
onto the bot lane.
And first blood. Caitlyn does go down in response, and Morgana. Nami is taking a lot of damage from the minions and
So
goes
is
down
Morgana.
very low. Oh, that heal from Nami might turn this 1v1 around. Double
And
kill.
Nami takes 2 kills in the bot lane.
So the first blood did go to Caitlyn, but in response, the red team do get 2 kills onto the support, but nevertheless, it is 2 kills. And Tristana got the assist as well, which is really good for them.
So Nami going to be the carry instead of Tristana here. Because Nami is the one who's fed now.
Oh, a really good trade in the mid lane. Gragas is looking for the gank, knowing that Cassiopeia is so low. One flashy from Gragas would have resulted in a kill right there, but he does go back.
Meanwhile, Mastery invading Gragas' jungle.
Yeah. In the top lane, we see constant trades. The lane is pushing a bit towards Camille, and she did lose that last trade, so. And Mastery is right there.
There's a gank in the bot lane. Nami walks out of the barrels. I don't know why the barrels went exploded first, but that might be a dead Nami.
It is a dead Nami, yeah. Wait, I might be a bit ahead. Can you tell me what time you're at?
3:55, 56.
Oh, okay, 3 seconds. Yeah, you're at 4 right now, right?
4-3, 4-4.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Okay, so Raids in the top lane as usual.
Yeah, this is just gonna be constant fighting to look who can get the. Camille lands the stun, but Irelia. Camille should back off right now. The burst from Irelia is gonna be too much for her if she decides to stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, she decides against it. He's gonna stay. Master E is right there looking for the free kill that he knows he's gonna get if Camille does decide to go in. Yeah, I don't think the shield is gonna save her. Yep, that's a kill on Camille. And in the
And
bot
I
lane,
don't know what Tristana was doing there.
Yeah, Tristana was so far out, all alone. I don't know why. Nami wasn't even there with him. I don't know what he was doing over there all alone.
Yeah, because Nami was trying to gank the mid lane, and there is a gank
Onto the mid lane as well. Gragas really doing a lot for his team right now. But the thing is, where Gragas is helping the bot and the mid, Mastery did help to snowball the top lane a bit.
Yeah.
Irelia did end up getting the advantage there. She has the advantage in items now at least because of that assist and the CS lead that she has.
Yeah, the thing is, what I have a problem with is that look at Tristana. He's 0-2-1.
Yeah, he is. Those two ganks from Gragas were, yeah, what turned this lane around pretty much. I mean, the second time it wasn't really a gank, it was him getting the free assist, but still. And here's where it gets tough for the Tristana, right? Because if you're a Tristana, last hitting means that, oh boy, that's another good from Morgana, and the Caitlyn trap into the headshot and ignite. Does manage to jump out though, but that damage, right?
Yeah.
In the top lane we see more trades, but Irelia is gonna win the day long. Yeah, Gragas needs to help out Camille as fast as he can before Irelia snowballs this lead even. We do see him heading up there, but Camille is in no state to fight right now, has to head back towards his base.
Tristana taking so much damage from the minions.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep them off the turret. And as I was saying before, right, if you're Tristana who's trying to last hit, your wave pushes by default, right? Oh boy, Irelia trying to dive the Gragas, which is a bit risky, takes 2 turret hits and goes down really low.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mastery does start out the Infernal Drake. He's gonna try to solo that out. Morgana is there, but he doesn't know that it's going down. Might walk down over there? No, doesn't. Okay, they have no idea that he's doing this right now.
Yeah. Nami goes in to help.
And yeah, that was the first Drake and an Infernal one going to the red team. And now Nami is trying for a gank in the mid lane, but sees that Swain is playing this lane quite well.
Swain does have, you know, early turret pushing, early wave pushing capabilities. But he isn't pushing the wave, rather he's trying to chase away the Cassiopeia, which will not be a very good strategy later on. There's a bit of aggression
in the bot lane, and yeah, that's considering that they are behind. The bot lane trades are going quite even, right?
Yeah, they're not behind by a lot, but it's still pretty behind.
It's still quite a bit, considering that their AD carry is 2 kills ahead and around 10 or 12 CS. Yeah, Tristana is just trying to push the wave as fast as he can. Oh, the bind from Morgana almost hits this time as well.
Mastery is pretty much farming, constantly.
Yeah, he's just clearing his own jungle, and as Irelia goes into the enemy jungle and wards
Yeah.
around their blue buff, just so he knows when Gragas is coming towards the top side,
A
because
bit of
he is
trade,
gonna.
a bit of trade in the
Yeah.
top lane. And that was so much damage that Camille is taking because Camille had its shield. And even with that shield, that wasn't that much damage.
Because as I said, it's a very snowballing lane. Whoever gets even a bit of advantage is snowball this lane really hard. And you see Gragas heading there right now. Irelia might.
Be dead, yeah.
Yeah. He was just heading there to place his ward and just finds the Gragas in the brush sitting there, waiting for him.
Yeah.
And you have to say, Gragas has been doing quite a bit of work there, right?
Yeah. I think that's the reason why they banned him so many times.
Yeah. Irelia does use her TP in the top lane. Camille backs off. And yeah, the advantage that Irelia had because of the earlier from Mastery is now pretty much equalized. And Camille will look to at least equalize, if not win the trades from this point onwards. Gragas moving towards the mid lane. Swain doesn't land his root though. Cassiopeia doesn't land her ult either. A flash ult on the Cassiopeia, but oh boy, Gragas's barrel didn't hit. Mastery dealing a ton of damage, but that Morgana bind and the ult onto Cassiopeia. Oh boy, that Morgana roam really turned that fight around.
Yeah.
Mastery almost took down Swain, but that Morgana bind helped him save his mid laner.
But yeah, they roam too far up in the mid lane.
And it was basically a 3v2 with Morgana
Patience is what separates
assisting them.
and they dirty our hands. Favors the versatile.
Another bind onto the Nami. But yeah, looking at the goal, the blue team is ahead by 2k.
And that might
Dive.
be...
Oh wait,
That
wait.
is a pretty bad dive here.
Yeah, that's not gonna end well for the blue team. Mastery is probably gonna get a double kill right now, and he does.
Got the double kill.
The thing is, first of all, they didn't wait long enough, so Swain was pretty far off when Camille went in, right? And she missed her E, missed her stun, which meant that Irelia could just walk around the turret for a few seconds before Camille could lock her down, right?
Yeah.
If they had landed that stun, or if he had waited a few more seconds till Swain got there, maybe that could have turned out differently. But yeah, Mastery was at the right place at the right time, and as a result, the difference in kills is even less right now.
Yeah.
And we have another Fed E again, right?
Yeah. He got fed again, he's 3-1. And that is a bind. Landing.
Oh boy. Tristana goes in really low, but Caitlyn is low as well.
I think
Morgana
that
tries
might
to
be a kill.
engage onto the Nami, and yeah, that's gonna be a for the Caitlyn probably. She does almost go down to the minions though, but yeah, lives. Does manage to get the double kill and get out safely in the end. And yeah, the bot lane for the blue team is really ahead. Morgana has been landing.
In the top lane there was a fight, and a bit of a fight, and he had to flash out of there. But now all you see is the
Mastery Going for that dive. No, that's not a dive. Wait. Caitlyn didn't recall, did he?
No, she couldn't recall
Oh.
because, well, Master E was there.
Nah, I mean Morgana went back in time. I don't know why he didn't recall with his. That's what he should have done. I guess he tried to get another wave, possibly.
So now
After
we see
Morgana
a
had
Master
recalled.
E who's 4-1. If you look at the damage being dealt by Aurelia, that is a lot.
Yeah,
And
it is.
This is the
'cause-
Camille with no flash because Aurelia
Yeah.
made her expend the flash in the
The
last
next
fight.
time, the next time Irelia Qs and E's onto Camille, probably gonna die because of the Irelia ult. She needs to play really safe. Really needs to respect the gap closing from Irelia. Right there. You see? Yeah, she has to E out right now.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Irelia jumps onto you, you're pretty much dead at this point.
Every issue.
Yeah.
And on one side.
And now you do see how snowballing this lane is, right?
Yeah.
Whoever gets even the smallest bit of advantage is in the driving seat so much. And Irelia had the advantage twice. As a result, she is ahead by what, around 50 CS right now? Yeah.
Not only that, she has 3 assists.
Yeah, 3 assists. Is bullying out the Camille right now very easily. Gragas is heading towards the top lane though, so we might see another gank onto the Irelia, but he has to respect the fact that he can still kill the Camille as he is looking to do right now. But the good ult from Gragas does ensure that Camille does survive.
Yeah.
That was a good engage from Gragas, you have to say. Otherwise, Irelia dealt so much damage, he might have managed to take down the Camille.
Now they need to back off in the bot lane. A bit of damage being dealt. They do have to keep in mind where they are. A
Oh
good
boy,
buster shot
Nami.
lands.
Nami going in aggressive despite being so low. Tristana has to tank the ult from Caitlyn for support. And yeah, there's really no way you can trade against this. Oh boy, another good binding from Morgana. The trap lands onto Nami and she is just gonna die. The teleport from Irelia, but I don't think he's gonna make it there in time. Yeah, the blue team just disengages right away.
Yeah. I think, Nami died trying to save his ABC. But we can see Master in the brush.
Yeah, he's just waiting for Camille to go up far enough so that he can just 1v1 her, right? He does use his Q though. Oh yes, that's just gonna be a dead Camille. Yeah, he used his Q later on because the Camille used his stun already and there was no way he could make it out without his flash, right?
Yeah.
But
But
for
they
all
dive
the
here.
Oh boy. Irelia does come through, deals
That is
so
so
much
much
damage
damage.
to the Gragas and just takes him down easily. Yup, this Irelia is gonna be a pain to deal with from now on.
It's
Camille
like a
is-
fight. It's like a fight between the Fed AD carry versus the Fed Irelia.
And the Fed he as well. You have to take into account that he is fed,
Pretty fed.
quite fed. Yup.
That's a 5-1-1 E. Not just in kills, he has he has about 30 more CS than a Gragas as a
Yeah.
jungler. Even
As
though
a jungler, exactly.
we shouldn't judge junglers by CS, but that is just so much lead.
Yeah, he has
Even
been
look
hard
at about the
farming in
gold.
jungle.
Like it's about 1500 gold.
Just between the two junglers, yes.
Yeah, that is essentially one item.
But if you look at the bot lane though, Tristana and Caitlyn have KD.
Yeah, that's just about to say my. But put into account that Irelia is still there. You know, Irelia is a lot.
And that's why even though the blue team is a oh wait, that was a misclick from Nami, I think.
Probably.
Possibly, yeah. Even though the blue team is ahead in kills, the red team are, you know, about about 0.5k ahead in gold, right?
I think I know what happened to the Nami there.
What
He went to the
happened?
mid lane.
What happened to him,
He
do
went
you
to the
think?
mid lane.
That's it?
He's a garbage
That's
mid
why
laner.
yeah, I get it, but he just because he went to the mid lane doesn't mean he's a mid laner right now. Wait, that's a lot of damage onto the Nami. She just has to back off.
But you know that's possible. He went to the mid lane and suddenly has Gauss in an in a random direction.
We do see the red team pinging out Gragas, and Mastery just sitting in his jungle waiting for him to come.
That is
They
just
might look
so
for it.
much damage.
They might look for a knife after the Camille. Yep.
Rest in
And
peace, Camille.
Camille is dead.
Rest
So
in
dead.
peace, Camille. That might be another turret, though.
Yeah, it should be. Cassiopeia is there as well, just for the backup. Even though they don't need it at all. I think the blue team bot lane just need to swap their lane right now, because there's no way Camille can deal with the Cherry with the Irelia. Yeah, they do decide to swap over to the top lane.
And then they
Oh
started
wait,
the Baron.
that's a 21 minute Baron. It's going down so
Yeah,
fast.
it's
Do you
pretty
see
much
the
possible
damage?
because they do have a Cassiopeia who can just spam her spells. And
Not-
then you
not
have a
just
Fed
the
Mastery
Cassiopeia.
and
Yeah.
Irelia.
That's the thing. Those three champions being ahead in the way they are. Yep, they take it down within seconds.
At this point, it really doesn't matter what your bot lane is. Because the Irelia is there's a 1-2 for Irelia. There's a 6-1-1 Master E.
Yeah. And for everyone who doesn't think 1-2-4 is an impressive stat, you have to look at the CS difference right there. It's around 60, right? Which, considering it was not a hard counter pick or anything like that,
Yeah.
a 60 CS lead is quite a lot. In the mid lane, we do see Nami getting caught out.
That's a very good. That was a very good
Cassiopeia.
flash out. And now
Yeah.
suddenly you have a Fed Irelia coming from the side.
Oh,
But-
they do take down the Nami though. That was a flash from Swain.
But there's a Master
Mastery.
E now.
Mastery tries to go in onto the Swain but gets locked down really fast. He
But
should
he
go
gets
down.
a double kill before he just goes down. And like
Wow,
that's
that was really
that's
well.
such a Fed Mastery.
And Irelia just cleans up at the end. They will
Yeah,
take down the turret
ADC
as well.
didn't even need to be there.
Yeah, it was a 4v5. Surprisingly enough, Tristana was still pushing in the bot lane and still they won the fight so handily.
And they take not only one turret, they take two turrets. Actually three. My bad, three.
And
And
they're
going
gonna
for number 4.
push in the mid lane as well. They do have the Baron still and Irelia deals damage on
Irelia can
turret.
basically take him down just solo. And
And
that is
yep.
just so much damage. And now they start the fight again. But Irelia is going down so fast. And
Tristana has to jump
but
out.
Camille does go down. And they do a 1-for-1 after taking down the Caitlyn. And taking
Yep.
down a turret. So, my word.
all of a sudden, what was basically a 0.5 goal lead has jumped to an 8k goal lead for the red team.
Even though the red team bot lane was so far behind, it just takes one Irelia and the Fed Mastery.
Yeah, and
Who is
it's
823 by the way? Who's 823?
and it's 7 turrets to 0. They got, yeah, they had the advantage, but they didn't make use of it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the red team, whatever advantages they had in their lane, they put it to good use.
Yeah.
They had the Freddy, they brought him to the fight and they won 4v5.
And you know, there have been 3 dragon spawns at the moment. They have all 3 dragons.
Yeah, and those are 3 good dragons, 2 mountains and 1 inferno. Like those are the dragons you want, right?
Yeah. But you know, I have to say kudos to, you know, their mastery. He's playing really well.
Mastery and Irelia as well. Like
Irelia as well. Like mastery. Like why I pointed on mastery is because Irelia was playing really well. But the thing is, you notice every time there's something going to happen in the top lane, mastery comes by. Mastery is suddenly there. He's not called, he's suddenly there.
In the bot lane as well, you have to say, like he came to the fight, got 2 kills right away. He just showed up and got 2 kills in that fight in the bot lane as well. That's how he got. He was like 1-1. He went to 3-1 right there.
Yeah, and I think
snowballing as well.
Yeah, I think the thing is not that, you know, he got fed by taking opportunities. He was looking for those opportunities. Yeah, where can I go? Where can I get those kills? And he suddenly say, oh wait, I can go top lane. I can get a kill on Camille. I can go bot lane. That's a double kill. He's been taking those advantages every single time.
Yeah, he has.
And it's worked really well for them. Like now,
definitely.
Now there's like 2 ways pushing. Like Irelia was pushing the bot lane, and then Mastery is pushing the top lane. Like, and both of them are so fed that you can't actually deal with them 1v1. Because Camille tried to do that and Camille died.
See right now, Camille is dead. They might manage to take him down. He's still tanking the turrets and living. Wow. That took them way too long. Irelia just jumps onto the Caitlyn and
that's
almost takes him down.
By Cassiopeia again. Cassiopeia takes a double kill. Tries to take the kill onto
Caitlyn, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, Nami flashes in for the exhaust, but now she might die as a result. Cassiopeia is still tanking the turret. He needs to be careful that he doesn't go down. The Caitlyn ult will get blocked by Tristana. And Irelia starts hitting those Nexus turrets right now.
But he suddenly takes 2 kills on the back and... Oh boy.
Yeah, Caitlyn did not respect the Irelia right there. He should have.
That was so... That is such a beautiful game by you know, NFB. That was such a beautiful game by them. And now they can just take care of the Nexus, and this will be game 3 for NFB, and they will take the series 2-1.
A really well played series from 2 teams, you have to say.
Yeah.
NFB do come out ahead, but still, CHQK gave them a run for their money.
Yeah.
In all 3 games, you have to say the early game 3 games were really interesting. They could have gone either way and could have led to a different result if if either of these 2 teams had, you know, failed any of the engages or any of the fights.
Yeah. So, before we do, you know, I just want to give a shout out to, you know, I'm so lonely. He has played such an incredible series. Even the game they lost
3 games
on Trundle.
Yep.
He was basically the driving force that was keeping them alive. Like he played so well all three of these games. Like kudos to him. Also, I don't know if it's the case. I need to check. But wait, let me just go over and check it. Like, if I am not wrong, CHQK did not get any dragons at all.
In the third game? No, they did not.
No, neither games.
Neither games?
Yeah, if I'm wrong, either they got 1 or 2 dragons in the entire series.
I think in the second game they got all 3 dragons. I'm pretty sure they did.
They should have
Wait,
because...
second game went to NFB, right?
Yes. NFB got
Oh,
all the dragons in the second game and the third
yeah.
game. So,
Yeah, okay.
But as far as I know,
They-
they were pretty behind in the first game, NFB, but they took most of the dragons, or maybe all of them. I can't see it, but it's like so many dragons.
Yeah, that might be the case actually. Yeah, their objective control has been really
Well done.
like even if they were behind, they kept split pushing
Yeah.
and taking the turrets.
Well, I can't really, see the games that I played, these hasn't been updated yet. So that was really well played by NFB. They take the series. Well done. Especially I'm So Lonely has played really well. Master E as well. Ninja Crux as well on Master E. Both games. So that's it from us, guys. That's the end of today's alpha game. We'll be coming back tomorrow because round 2 of beta ladder will be starting from tomorrow. So good night, guys, and see you guys
Yeah.
tomorrow.